and he set off a whole genre. Off, don't. It's like. No, he said, absolutely brilliant, he said. I'm 95% of the way through already. He said, and I'm just glad I don't have to wait 15 years for the sequel. But I haven't told him, nor have I told you yet, that the thing there's going to be at least a third book. But I think I've never had to worry about it because Mike meets the emission requirements anyway. So that would suggest you're all right then. Right. Yeah, you deserve that, mate. Being a terrible driver here. Oh, look, maybe let in here. See, if we dress like this, we're getting cool.
and gentlemen, welcome to Varsity Bowl 17. We want to thank everybody here for your massive support and for coming down to the University Parks to maintain a traditional annual Varsity Bowl match here between Oxford and Cambridge. We're really going to have a good time, and we're really glad that you're here. We'd like to also thank you for being here at RC Millslap Pitch, dedicated in 2023, maintaining its uniqueness and its centralness with Oxford. More on that in a moment. But ladies and gentlemen, sports fans across the globe, welcome to a tradition unlike any other, where grit meets glory. Historic turf here in Oxford. The story of American football and the varsities between two of the world's most unique and celebrated rivalries on the planet, Oxford and Cambridge University. We are going to have a good time. But you know, let me give you a little bit of history. It all kind of back to 1991, when football started really coming across the pond. An ancient rivalry then reunited once again between Oxford and Cambridge. American football has started a novel extension, and not only do they do boat racing, not only do they do hockey, not only do they do rugby, but now we do varsity American football here. The rivalry is going to be represented by Oxford and the Oxford University Lancers and the Pythons. Oxford, as always, you can see them behind me, clad in their navy blue, filled with academic pride, athletic passion. And here's our Pythons here, and their discipline, bite, and grit, ready to defend their legacy in light blue. Since the inaugural game of the Varsity Bowl, that has grown into a premier collegiate American football event here in the United Kingdom, drawing crowds of hundreds and now even streamed live to hundreds and even thousands across the globe. Fans worldwide passing each year. The rivalry intensifies. It's not just a game, it's a clash of cultures, tactics, and school spirit, where Ivy League strategy finally meets British grit. Over decades, this just hasn't been a game, it's a testimonial, tradition, brotherhood, and a shared love of American football, played the Oxford-Cambridge way. So ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because we're going to have two Titans coming out here. You can see them behind me, and they are going to make honor or failure here today in Oxford. The traditions are made by every minute, every second, every down, every play. The excitement will never end here in Oxford. So I would like you all to please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Maz Hilborn. I will be your commentator and your play-by-play, hit-by-hit announcer for the day. And with me, I am so honored to be able to have, ladies and gentlemen, from the NFL Academy, Coach Stephen Haig. Coach,
what's up?
Man, I'm looking at you over there, and you made me so excited. I'm like, I got the real Coach Haig. Coach, tell us a little bit more about the Academy and what it brings.
The Academy is the only international school. We don't have any Americans on our team, and it's sponsored by the NFL. The NFL is trying to grow American football globally, and it started right here in the UK. And so we have a onboard school for 16 to 18-year-old. You can be 19, turn 19 while you're in school, but you can't be 19 before you get there. And we currently have players from over 19 different countries, speaking 19 different languages. Football's our common language. We try to use English, but usually it's sign language. And we just have a blast. And we've actually played Oxford a couple different times, so that's been fun.
So the rivalry even continues with the NFL Academy. They bring a very variety of high caliber professional coaches to the game, giving us the opportunity and seeking opportunity and talent, not only in the United Kingdom, but worldwide. So let's talk a little bit about our pairing today. We have our Lancers. We have a couple of players that we're going to be looking out for. The Lancers have a big, long tradition, and they're here to defend it. They had a 3-3 loss and season. You know, they had a few setbacks, but passion and perseverance and progression has been what their mainstay has been and what they want to do. So we knew that we have Akai, Sahun, number 8 linebacker. Well, we heard some good things. We're going to talk a little bit more about him, Coach.
Yep.
You can give us some insight on what you see on there. We have Mr. Cooper. Also, we hear that he is very hot on the wheel, so we're going to be talking a little bit more about them also. And then we're going to be listening to the Lancers. We have some key players with us today. We do have David Klein. He's going to be on the ham. We have Akai also back there. We have Micaiah Bell, number 8. We're going to be looking out for him. So there's a lot going on here with our head coach there, Jerry Kelly. And with you, we are looking for an exciting time. So we are now going to shoot it over to the field, and as we get ready for the coin toss, that's a big one, blah, 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 we will be with you in 1 minute. We'd like to thank Cheers Mate and the rest of our sponsors, and we will be with you in 1 moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special sponsor that we would like to thank here between Cambridge and Oxford. And with me today, I have our Cambridge Lancer, Mr. James Toblin. James, you have a very special charity that you would like to talk to us about. So educate us. What is this charity about and how can we help?
Well, thank you very much. We wanted to dedicate this game to Alzheimer's Society. It's a personal thing of myself, and I think of everyone, and I think a lot of us would know someone who's been affected by it. And I wanted to give a massive shout out to my dad. He's currently walking the entire length of Britain, just under 1,200 miles, trying to raise money for Alzheimer's Society. There will be a link hopefully provided on the stream. But yeah, I think it's an amazing thing, and I think if anything it shows, personally for me, he's my hero. He's who I'm channeling for today. 54 years old, stroke, heart attack, and he's walking the entire length of the country by himself.
So, ladies and
I
gentlemen,
love that, and that's what I'm channeling today.
James, thank you ever so much. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll make sure to provide additional information on how you can support this charity, how you can see the website, and then you can understand a little bit more of how special people make special things happen. And I think this is very special. I'm so happy to hear that you're thinking of your father and how you actually honor him, because this is what makes people stay together. Yep. Remembering those that actually love us. Thank you ever so much, James. Good luck today, and we'll see you a little bit later on the field, all right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Well, once again, you heard what makes things a lot special here, and we really want to thank some more of our sponsors. We also want to give a big, big shout out to Miss Taz and Tammy Murray. The family is from Salt Lake City, Utah. They've donated a few new scoreboards. The generosity knows no bounds, and we are very gracious for the funds that have been needed to make these grandstands available here on this pitch. We also like to have some special thanks to our major sponsors, EP Sports, Kit Locker, Football America UK, Roaming Experts and T Sportswear, Fisher Studios, and Cheers Mate Productions, and Solution Road Productions. So ladies and gentlemen, please stand on yourselves, get yourselves ready. We want to thank once again as we get ready to have the flag announcement and the announcement on the field. We'll have more from you from the announcer's booth with me and Coach Haig. More to come. Cheers, mate. We'll see you in the grandstand. And I'm back here real quick before the game starts, and I got a couple of more minutes here with Coach Haig. We have some extra sponsors that are very special to us that we definitely wanted to speak about. And Coach Haig, he is very close to this sponsor. So, Coach, you want to tell us a little bit more about the sponsor here?
Sure. We'd like to thank Ryan Millsap out of Georgia. He's done a great job. He's an alum of Oxford. He actually built this field. And I don't know if he personally built it, but he donated all the funds to get that built, and we really appreciate that. Without Ryan's generosity and his vision and our vision, along with the support from all our alumni, we wouldn't be in this position that we are today. It's our duty to ensure and continue the growth of this club and carry on the history of who we are and how we transformed this club and how we carved out our home among the Oxford Spires. Millsap has also sponsored 2 player scholarships, which we really appreciate. The Vincent's Ryan Millsap Scholarship for previously mentioned Micaiah Bell, Green Templeton, American football, Davis Klein, Somerville, American football. Very appreciative of that. Thank you, Ryan.
And thank you, Coach. These are some of the players we're going to be having our eyes on, and this is very good to see that they have been awarded this very, very special honor. So once again, more on the field. We'll be right back with you.
This is Coach Hagan. Can you hear me?
Testing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, our coin toss is going to be starting soon. We have our honorary guest, Ms. Irene Tracy. She's a neurologist and Vice Chancellor of the University of Oxford and former warden of Merton College, Oxford. She's also a professor of anesthesiology and neuroscience in Newfield Department of Clinical Neuroscience and formerly Pro-Vice Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're getting ready to have the coin toss as we get the refs and everybody on the field. Let me give a big special thanks to our referees today. Our head referee will be Keith Wickham. Our umpire will be Ken Smith. Our head linesman, Sam Watford. And Nobby Scott will be our line judge for the day. So I'm here today with Coach Hay, and we are very excited. So we also want to give out a little bit of information on our honorary coin toss. That'll be held today by Miss Irene Tracy. So we'll speak a little bit more about that as she starts to take the field. And look at them starting to get hyped up. Coach, what do you think is going to happen today?
I just think somebody's going to hit somebody hard and good things are going to happen. It's going to be a fun match to watch, and we are excited. It's a beautiful day out here, and looking forward to seeing who wins the coin toss. And then it gets down to touchdowns and turnovers.
It's inch by inch, ground by ground. This always gets me so excited as we get ready to start the game. I can feel the energy between these two rivalries here as they're about to take the field along to get ready for the presentation of the coin toss. We're going to see the captains get ready to take their step out there. So let's talk a little bit about the captains for Oxford. That's going to be Jack Harris, he's number 2. Davis Klein, the quarterback, number 11. Mackay Bell, number 3. We are all going to talk about him today. And then we have Sam Cohen, number 23 for Oxford. And those will be their captains. For the captains for Cambridge today will be James Toblin, 46 tight end. Beck Cook, number 2, he's a quarterback. Joe Cooper, number 4, defensive back. and Kai Hasson, number 8, linebacker. Those will be the captains for today, representing their respective teams. You know,
I think we're ready for the national anthem.
ladies and gentlemen, that was the national anthem. And for the British national anthem. Wow. All of these years, Coach, I still get cheers when I hear it.
No doubt, no doubt. Love that. Love hearing all these national anthems. There's a lot of different nationalities on both these teams here today.
That's the good thing about watching this come to this globally, to Europe, to Germany, to the United Kingdom, and seeing all the great talent that all these youth bring from all the different countries. They have one thing in common. They love what?
Football.
And that's what we're
right.
talking about.
I always say peace through sport, right?
Hey,
peace through sport.
If only it could work that easy everywhere else, we would be a happy place.
No doubt.
I can see that they're about to take the field. I'm going to talk a little bit here about our honorary coin toss recipient today. And that is going to be Irene Tracy. She's a British neuroscientist who is also the Vice Chancellor of the University of Oxford and former warden of Merton College in Oxford. She's also a professor of anesthesiology and neuroscience in Newfield Department of Clinical Neurosciences and formerly the Vice Chancellor.
Go, Micaiah!
And as you can see, all the respective captains are on the field. Once again, we were talking about who those captains were. Let's see the coin toss and who's going to win it.
It's always good to see these young little guys out here learning how to play flag football and growing in the sport. That's how this sport grows.
You know, that was my first introduction. Coach and I, we have something in common, and you know, we both come from the United States, and so we're going to take the field to the
There's
rest.
a decision to be made. I'll get you to look for your sidelines. Let's do that quickly because people are here to watch you play football, not enforce penalties. Irene, the Vice Chancellor of Oxford University, is going to perform the coin toss today. I have a coin which has a head, and on the other side, so I know, it says tails. So that's tails. So if it doesn't say tails, it's a head. As visiting captain, you get to call. What would you like to call?
Tails and tails.
What did he say? He did say tails. Would you like to toss the coin, please, Irene?
Here we go. And best of luck to both teams.
And it is a head.
It's a head.
So Oxford have won the toss and went to defer their options, correct? Oxford have won and deferred, so I guess you're going to receive. Which end do you want to kick from, guys? So you're going to come next to me, okay? And you're going to receive the ball.
Well, there was the result. And Oxford has gone the toy toss. They are going to defer. Okay, well, here are some of the starter players that we have coming out there on the field for Oxford. We have Jack Harris, Micaiah Bell, we spoke about him. We have Genesis. We have Tony Ochoa. We have Maximilian Lamero, Charles London, and Joe Cheers. We have Davis Klein. We're going to be looking out for him coming out there for Oxford. And we also have Israel Ajaya and Max Williams. Sam Cohen. One to look out for also, June Liu. He likes to go by Liu. And we also have Nathan D. Duck. Some of our key players coming out there for Oxford.
Kickoff's first big play of the game. See who can return this, who can keep this inside and in front on defense when they kick off. They got to keep these guys from scoring a touchdown right off the bat because Cambridge's offense will step out on the field.
So some of the players that we're going to be looking out for on Cambridge, Ben Cook, number 2, Joe Cooper, Farhan Sheikh. We see here that he has some big wheels, so we'll be seeing about them. Looks like here we have number 1 back there to get ready to receive, which is Keys Mitchell. And also number 5, Mr. Sheikh. Kicking off is Joel Chesters for Oxford.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game. Here we are ready to go. This the kickoff here at the Varsity Bowl in Oxford, and it's up. Picked up by number 1. He's looking for a little bit of space. He's still breaking some tackles on the outside, Coach.
Got him down.
Finally taken down about on the 25-yard line.
Yep, 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line, middle of the field. This will be fun. Let's see what they come out in.
That was Keys Mitchell on the return. So the first play, Coach, this is where we're going to set the tone. This is where they are going to have to either make dominance here, show Oxford that they have a little bit of grit and determination, what they're known for. So let's take a look at it as they come back onto the pro shot.
Jet sweep, got the edge, good tackle.
Nowhere to run. He's pulled down by, there we go.
Lost yardage play, -4. It's going to be 2nd and 14 on the right hash.
Micaiah Bell, well, he's coming out strong right off the bat. We said, let's look out for him. And is he fast or what?
He's going to be a dominant player all day long. They tried to run opposite him, but that didn't work.
No, he just followed it right on. They're going to have to do a little bit something more creative than that. 2nd down. 2nd and long. Thinking about 14.
That's right.
He's looking up the field. He finds it. He fires. No.
Drops it. They forced him out of the pocket. He did a great job. And Ben, the quarterback, he did a great job rolling to his left, made a pass on time, on target. Guy's got to catch it. Now it's 3rd and 14.
And that's going to cost him big time. Sheikh was starting to run before he had the ball in his hand, so he's going to have to just kind of slow down, breathe a little bit.
I'm sure their nerves are rattled getting into this big matchup. First play of the game, 2nd play of the game, the ball's coming to him, you know. He's going to have to calm down. Now it's 3rd and 14. Let's see what they can do. They're in 11 personnel and a spread set.
He's looking for his man on the outside. Oh, and he finds that catch. Mitchell.
Looks like it's gonna be, let's see where it is. It's a first down or very tight. It is a first down.
Well, let's see if they are going to move the chains. Good eye.
Wow. 1st and 10 right hash. Maz, what do you think of that?
That was an important play. I was just so excited. You know, he had pass protection, but he did get ran out of his pocket. He had good dexterity. He was able to throw on the run. He found his man, well kept by the receiver, and kept his feet in.
Back to the wall in that one. Same formation.
We have zone by the DB, and this 92.
The play they ran first. That's good. That's the first play. They gained a couple yards on this one. It's on the right hash. It'll turn it into about 2nd and 6.
Big man carries through very tightly. Let's see. I'm starting to see a running game come through. Okay, we're putting it in the air. We're going to pass a little. We're going to put it on the ground. This is getting good.
Let's see.
All
See
right.
if we can cross that 50, and then they take a shot at the end zone. Let's see what happens there.
That's going to be about 2nd and 5.
Looking good. Got the tight end to the field.
All right.
Slot to the boundary.
Hook brings him around. Hands it off to Big 81.
Whoa! Smacked him.
Whoa,
Nice hit.
Ronnie Christian on the run. He takes a big hit.
We need to take a breath. Everybody needs to back up a little bit. He did take a big hit. He's still down. It's going to turn it into 3rd and 2, but we got a man down on the field right now.
We'll take a moment as they start to make sure that he is okay.
I need to find out what number he is so we can let everybody know.
That was Crichton. It looks like 81. Let's see if we can get a clear look at him there. It looks like it could be Ronnie. That confirmation there, Coach, that is Ronnie, and he looks hurt there.
Yeah. He was doing well on the jet sweep. He's coming up. He's sitting up now. I think hopefully he can catch his breath. Maybe he got the wind knocked out of him. Hopefully that's the worst of it. But football is a fun sport, but it's also can be very dangerous if you get hit right when you don't expect it. It can knock the wind out of you, and hopefully that's all that happened to him.
You know, I talk to our viewers quite often about why they wear the protective pads of protection that they do wear on the field within the sport, because, you know, it's a collisive sport and it's very collisional. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's built on. And when you get guys that can actually run, you know, 100 yards in 11 and 12 seconds with their pads on, and they're, you know, a good 17, 18 stone.
Yeah,
he's up.
Everybody should give him a round. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. When he made a left, I think it was a left, and that safety came from the center field. Oh, my.
I don't think he saw that coming.
No, he didn't see it coming, but hey, we got a big down coming up here now. It's 3rd and 2, right hash. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what they got.
Let's see if they're going to keep it in the middle of the seams or if we're going to go in and out.
We'll see. Oxford's got to call a good defense to slow this thing down because Cambridge has got some momentum after making that big throw and getting the first down.
I like to call it motion.
There you go. There you go. All right.
And back out on the pro set. Low snap. Hands it off to the Keys Mitchell. And Mitchell, he's up for a first down.
That's a load. 11. That's a runner, man.
Oh, that's Tony. Tony Schoenwolf.
Good job, Tony. Tony, he got his pads down, and he was getting through there no matter what. Turned it into a first down. It's 1st and 10.
Right in the middle of the field.
Cambridge's got some momentum now. They've only got 50 yards to go to score. Let's see what happens.
And that's a very short 50 yards. As we know, that's 2 passes and a run.
Hey, it started out with 90 yards to go, so they're moving it.
Again, man in motion. It's off to number 82, and look at Theo run. Theo!
That's a good hit. That's a good hit. Now it's going to turn it into about 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6.
Theo Truss on the run there. He's got a good gain of about good 4 yards. And I like to say that's some popcorn on the field. We start hearing pads, it sounds just like popcorn, and that's what I like to call it.
That was right underneath our feet. That was nice. That's what makes football so fun. In there isn't any other sport where you get to witness that, and then when it's so close, it's even more fun.
I hope this is not how it felt in Roman times. Second down.
Oh, man, they love this. Oh, they play action fake.
There's a blitz coming through. Oh.
That's a huge sack, Maz. That turns it into 3rd and about 20. That's a
that
big,
was
big.
Ona Ali there who came flying through on there.
Good for Oxford to see how they needed to add a little pressure to the situation and heat it up a little bit.
Well, I think they got tired of being ran on at their home field here, and they had everyone there show their resilience.
That's right.
You know, they kind of took a little breath, had a little bit of a patience, you know, analyze the situation. I'm seeing the defense doing a lot of zone here, so they kind of spread themselves out. It looks like the captain gave them a little bit of a what fur in the huddle.
That's exactly right. They came off this left edge, their defensive left edge, and hit that quarterback, knocked him back. It's 3rd and 15. Looks like they're setting up a blitz again, and they brought their Mike backer.
Oh, he's looking upfield. He's looking way upfield. He's picked off. Klein taking the ball back. Davis Klein.
Davis, you know what he reminded me of? A center fielder in baseball. He took off running. It was a pop fly. He ran underneath that thing, picked it off, and ran down their sidelines. That was beautiful.
You thought he was going to take it to the dugout.
Take it to the house.
Hey, you know a little bit about that young man. You want to tell us a little bit about Mr. Klein?
Davis is a great kid. He is a competitive kid. He played at Princeton. It's just so fun to see him out here doing this with these guys. And you know what? When you get players like him around and out there on the field, it raises the level of the other players around him. So now Davis is back out playing quarterback right now. He didn't get much of a break.
Hey, of course. When you're good, that's what we do.
That's right.
Use your available resources. All right, here we are. 1st and 10. Cambridge, they got the hand turnover.
They're in an empty set.
Here is Oxford.
Oh, they shifted, bring Micaiah in the backfield and hand him the ball.
Oh, there he goes, Micaiah.
It's a house call.
Wheels, and look at him go. He takes it to the 30, the 20, the 15. He's in the end zone. First play. Oh, what can we say about that one?
One and done. Bring out the kicker. That's what they say. Bring out the kicker.
I mean, if you're going to write a playbook, that is a master play, and starting it right off. Did they dominate on there? What did you see on that play, Coach?
They started it empty. They were in empty, and so they had Cambridge had to line up to an empty set, and then they short motioned Micaiah into the backfield, handed it to him, ran up on the left side, and next thing you know, we're talking about him standing in the end zone. That was awesome.
Very quick. Joel Chesters is there for the extra point.
Yeah, Micaiah made that look too easy.
Oh, look at him, just those wheels that he has. Easy peasy.
I think his coach better say, hey, man, don't let go of that ball before you get all the way in.
Oh, that's right, not too soon.
Oh, they got a full rush on that kick. Good job getting it off.
There we go, and it's good. Ladies and gentlemen, your scoring update. Oxford 7, Cambridge 0. Wow, only in 8 minutes, we had a lot to learn about that, but I got to tell you, Cambridge came out looking very strong.
They did.
You know,
they did.
They need what they did have a turnover. All right, it was in the air. We know that they need to watch out. That Oxford has a very strong safeties, DBs. They are known for turning it over, for picking it off as they just did. But I still feel that there is a good termination for Cambridge if they can still just hammer down, run that ball. I think they can start pushing it back. What do you think?
I agree. I totally agree. It's this is a long game, so that just happened. Now we got to get the ball back and do some things that we can do well, and make plays happen. Right now on the kickoff return, they can make something happen. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, every play is special.
One thing that's so fun about American football, it's so dynamic with offense, defense, special teams, and all the different calls that are made offensively versus the defense, what's going to happen. You know, it is a flow sport. It can be played at different paces. It's super dynamic. There's a big kick right here. That's going to be a touchback.
Ah, he's going to let it go back.
Mm-hmm.
They'll bring back that out to the 20-yard line. And we were talking about Micaiah Bell and his abilities to actually, play the safety, running back. They're going to use his skills throughout the game. And he has a nice big O-line to back him up there. Hello, Mr. Klein. They have a lot of protection that actually can, you know, push them back. Give Mr. Klein a little bit of time. He can really start utilizing those wide receivers.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, it's fun when you have players like that that can make plays because, again, like I said earlier, when you got a couple good players on your team, it makes the other players play at a different level. And so when you get Davis and Micaiah out there, and then the other 9 guys will play up to that level. Looks like they might be bringing Davis off this edge, which they did. He ended up getting in the hole and stripped the ball, and they got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oxford.
We just talked about their ability.
Davis came off this left edge, defensive left edge, saw the runner split up through the hole, ripped at the ball, ripped it out, and then one of his teammates got the ball, recovered the ball. So now it's Oxford's ball going in, plus territory, 32-yard line.
1st and 10. You know, this is what they teach them.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you hear. Rip the ball. Go for the ball.
That's
Rip
right.
it out. Let's get turnovers. And that's 2 turnovers in less than 12 minutes of play.
Keep your eyes open. We might be watching somebody stand in the end zone. They're in empty again.
1st and 10. Klein. Man in motion.
Shifts the tight end.
Play action fake to 17. 17's looking for some room on the outside, and he's still on his feet. Look at the wheels go.
That's
Perseverance.
a hard, vicious run on the sideline. We got a flag down. I'm not sure exactly. It may be called holding. But when you start a play with a shift, they shifted their tight end from right to left, and then you add a motion, that confuses a defense and slows them down.
The response time, and that's all they need is just a few seconds to get you lagging.
Holding.
And there's the result.
Oxford, 10 yards. Repeat,
There you go. They
first
called
down.
holding, so now it's going to be 1st and about 20 probably.
Oh, that's a lucky break there for Cambridge.
Yes, it is. It'll be fun to see what Oxford does on 1st and 20. There's not a whole lot of plays in your playbook for 1st and 20. There's less on 3rd and 20, though.
Yeah. Yes, there is. We know what you're going to do on 3rd and 20. Any intelligence, we're going to send it into the sky.
Here we go. Oxford's on offense. They're in empty.
He brings Israel over again. Israel's looking for some room. It's Israel on the outside. You have to catch it to the inside.
There you go.
Israel on the carry. That is definitely deep in Cambridge territory. I'm seeing a clean play. No flags are on there. Wow. Israel, he has wheels. Did you see him come out the
I
backfield?
guess they know what to do on 1st and 20. Give it to Israel, because he just gained about 25, 30 yards right now.
I mean, we're looking at, look at him very hold. You know, they say keep on your feet and keep your legs pumping. I mean, he did exactly what his offensive coordinator has been teaching him. That's 1st and 10, Oxford.
15-yard line, right hash, empty.
And it's to Bell. Bell, a good carry of about 4 yards right up the middle.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 2. They're on the left hash. When they do Micaiah Bell like that and they pull that guard up through there, oh my gosh, there's a lot of manpower coming through the hole right there.
We can see it here on,
Yeah.
on the instant replay. Look at how the O-line's actually spreading and making that hole just opening up for like an elevator door for him.
There you go, going up.
Yeah, exactly. 2nd and short.
This is a big challenge for Cambridge. They got to get lined up right, and then they got to anchor the edges and not let that ball go outside of them. Again, Micaiah, there's a play action.
It's Klein. Klein's going to keep it. And that looked like Klein has got it in. What a play.
That is a good
They
play.
got him sensitive to Mr. Bell. Everybody's looking for Bell. Mr. Klein thought he was going to keep it. He had an
right.
option. Tell us a little bit more about
it's
that.
like an RPO. It's a version of an RPO, which is run pass option. So Davis, he fakes that run to Micaiah, and it opens up, and he reads the backside defensive end with that. And if the backside defensive end closes with the pulling guard, he walks in, and that's what happened. So that's really good coaching. That's really good fun for that team.
Practically untouched.
Yeah, that's the way Davis would like it, going untouched. You don't like getting whacked in the side of the head sometimes.
No. I think we've seen a little bit of experience in that. We do have the medical team is on the far side of the field.
Yeah, we got a man down from Cambridge.
Let's see if we can identify that gentleman. That's the Pesh down, the Pondere. I spoke to that young man earlier today as he was warming up. You know, I seen he had potential. He was sprinting. He was doing some inside-out drills and some outside-in and upfield, and hopefully that resource is not going to be lost for today.
Yeah. Looks like, I don't even want to speculate until the people get there and they walk him off. But he is sitting up, so that's a good thing.
We're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors while he's recuperating. Once again, we would like to thank EP Sports, Kit Locker Football, American UK, Roaming Experts, and T Sportswear, Fisher Studios, Cheers Mate, and Solution Road Productions. Once again, we'd like to thank you, Tammy, and the Murray family for the new scoreboards. We look forward to seeing them on the field. Every donation helps. You know, and speaking about charity and the donations, we were talking about the Alzheimer's donations today with Mr. James Nolan. And 10, 20, 30, 100, 200 pounds, it goes a long way to help contribute to this lovely sport that we're bringing worldwide here to these universities.
Boys, watch the trick play, yeah? Watch the trick play.
Oh, he is moving slow, Coach.
Yeah, it looks like he hurt his left leg. I don't know exactly what it would be. Could be an ankle, possibly a knee. Hopefully it's nothing serious and he can get some treatment, get back in, but we'll see.
That is Depeche Prondere, number 19.
Oxford's lining up. Depeche looks like he's walking on both legs, so he should be okay.
Joel Justice for the extra point. He puts it up, and it's good!
Boy, there's a lot of pressure on that kick right there. They were coming off both edges.
You know,
like they were shot out of a cannon.
I think that special teams, the kickers are some of the bravest players out there. I mean, to really expose yourself at that time, you know, it's nerve-wracking. I've coached special teams. You know, I've watched them actually rehearse. I watched them practice. I've watched their injuries. And usually we try to keep a nice, clean sport. You know, we don't want to be rough with the kickers, but there's at times when they are in danger.
No doubt. They are exposed. They have 1 foot in the air and 1 foot on the ground and about 6 guys trying to get the ball. It can be dangerous. We'll watch this kicker on the kickoff. He'll be the one hanging back. He's not trying to get in the mix.
Oh, no, either would I. Okay, we have number 1. We have Mr. Mitchell back to return along with Mr. Shake, number 5. They're going to be looking for some clean air. We have a score of 14-0, so I know that the pressure is being felt here by Cambridge as we are still in the first quarter of play.
These past 2 kicks have been really good. Maybe this third one.
Well, he gives it a nice drive, and whoa!
Oh.
Shake in and out of his hands. Oh, this is going to be terrible. He needs to get out the end zone. Oh, the special teams of Oxford really did turn out, but what a disappointment over the special teams for Cambridge. Coach, tell me a little bit more about what you saw or what you didn't see.
Well, shoot, he missed that kick. He mishandled that kick. It was basically a line drive almost at his face. If he could have caught that and ran out when he initially touched it, it could have been really dangerous for Oxford, but that's what happens on special teams. The field can flip so quickly. Now they're on their own -4 yard line, and Cambridge is coming out from there. Cambridge had 1 series at the beginning of this game. They got it up to the 50, and then he turned it over. Now they're starting on their -4. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
1st and 10, Cambridge, deep in their own territory.
He can get the edge. He almost got the edge there, but they brought both inside linebackers. That's very hard, very, very hard.
Once they pinched his running room, he had nowhere. There was no more field for him to run. Before he was going to be ran out, they brought him back down. That's going to be a very short game. If any, it looks like it could be a little bit of a loss there.
Yeah, when they bring those two inside line, I think Oxford's got them dialed in pretty well right now on defense, and they can sense what they got going on out there, and they'll keep them in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and we'll see what happens here. It's 2nd and 10 right now. Got a pass.
And he's looking for his man, and whoa, he finds him. Short gain.
It'll turn it into about 3rd and 6, which is manageable. We got a flag on the field. Let's see what this is all about.
Hopefully that's not going to be offensive holding. Let's see what Keith says.
Let's see what this referee's call is. They may have had an illegal man downfield when they threw that ball.
Well, he's
holding, offense, 56. The line of scrimmage, half the distance, still second down.
There's not much of half the distance left.
No, there is not. He said number 50. That's going to be up against T.J. Jones. He's an experienced lineman. He should know better than that.
Oh, my goodness. This is 2nd and 12 on your -2-yard line. I can imagine Oxford's going to just bring the house right here and get a safety. We'll see.
I would try the same thing. I would definitely bring him right through the holes, use that speed, pinch him back in. I think they may have him dialed in.
I think Oxford's taking no mercy right here.
Ben Cook in flow set.
Yep, they did. They brought the linebacker. They got Ben Cook on the run.
And he's out the pocket, and he's way out, and he's...
Oh,
he throws it away. It's received by number 12 from Oxford. That is Sebastian Cruz on the interception. That is the 3rd turnover. Oh, my.
We got a flag on the field, though, so let's see what happens here.
Got a Cambridge player moving up a little bit slow.
Yeah. Yeah, when Ben rolled out to his left and then he threw
after
back
the interception,
inside, that's always a dangerous
foul,
play to make.
Blindside block, number 40 on Oxford. The ball will go back 15 yards from the end of the run. It'll be 1st and 10 to Oxford.
Okay, that gives Cambridge a little bit of a chance. They're going to back Oxford up some. But again, when Ben was rolling out to his left and then he throws back inside, all the pursuit for the defense is coming towards that direction, and so it's almost like you're just throwing it back to your opponent. You know, it's like a free play. Here you go. You want this one?
I think he could have made a wiser decision. It would have been best if he just kept it and just went down, kept possession. He would have still gained at least a couple of yards.
Yeah, I'm sure if he were to have another chance at it, he wouldn't do that. All right, Davis is lining his boys back up, and they are on the 20-yard line going in. Outside of Micaiah's original run, the Oxford Lancers have had very short fields on offense.
They're fresh. They've only been out there like 4 minutes not even 4 minutes of the game.
4 plays.
Brissett is going to bring Israel over.
They're passing it.
Klein's looking in the air, and he finds, oh!
Okay, he's still up, though.
Joel, he's going to come back a little. He's looking for some blocking from Klein. He's still on his feet. Oh, he's finally
we got another flag. There's probably a cheap shot play here.
That was Kai.
Somebody got hit in the back. They're going to walk them back. So they threw a screen, right? They did a play action.
Personal foul, blindside block, number 78 on the offense. 15 yards, remains 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to walk Oxford back. I didn't get to see it on the replay, who hit who, but the referee saw it, and that's all that matters. They're walking them back. So this turns into 1st and 30, something like that.
Oh, let me take a look here. Yes.
I can't do the math that high right now. They're way back there. But you know what? We saw one time they had a play for 1st and 20.
Exactly. They came right out the gate and they got a first down.
That's right.
We had the wide receiver spread wide.
Bounce Mackay out to the big field.
Got Joels and Israel. Bringing Israel over. Play action, and it's Israel. Israel finds the hole on the right side. Israel still on his feet. It's Israel. Israel running to the end zone. There it is. We just talked about it, Coach. I don't even know what to...
They got to play for 1st and 30 also.
Well, you saw how they actually, you know, you talked about it, how they pulled the defensive backs. A little bit of play action. It got them a little bit confused. They thought that Klein was going to keep it again. He hands it to Israel, and there it is. Let's take another closer look.
So when they pull both guards like that and kick out and pull up in there, and then Israel, you know, he's got the speed that can make it happen when he touches the ball. So you know what Oxford's doing really well? They're making the same things look different and different things look the same, and it is so confusing for the defense.
Joel Chesters, this is his 3rd attempt today. We're making good use of special teams out of Joel.
You're going to have to go ice his leg here.
And Joel, that's 3 points for the credit for Joel. It's through, ladies and gentlemen, your scoring update. Oxford 21, Cambridge 0. My goodness, what a game. This is really exciting, but I can feel that the pressure of Mr. Jelly on the Cambridge, you know, the head coaches, they need to start talking a little bit and start coming with the strategy.
Yeah.
They need to be able to outwit, to outthink what's going on here with Oxford, because Oxford is
dominant today. Oxford is dominant today. You know, Maz, as I look around the field, I see so many fans, you know, lining the sidelines in the end zone because it's a bright, sunny day. This is what football's all about. Come out on a Saturday, watch football, enjoy the day, enjoy your friends, enjoy the game. It's just so fun.
And it's so memorial. They will come back again.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come.
Well, that's this field, and we thank Ryan Millsap for seeing the vision and buying into the vision and helping make it happen, or making it happen, because this is only just going to get better and better and better. And so we're so appreciative of that. Here's the kickoff.
All right, Mr. Chesters again. He boots it very low. And it's Shake. Shake picks it up. He's got 5. Pakes, he's going through the middle. Shake is finally swarmed by special teams. He's covered there by number 89.
When you kick those hard squibs, they're very unpredictable of where they're going to bounce and how they're going to roll, you know, because football is that oblong. It's not a round ball like what the English people know as their version of football, which we call soccer in America. When you hit this oblong ball that bounces crazy, it's hard to handle, and it slows down the return, and so it allows the coverage team to get down there. And right now, they got down there, and it's 1st and 10 inside their own 20.
Well, I can see Coach Mike Drury, defensive coordinator, having a little talk with the Oxford defense there, trying to get them a better strategy. And I know that Harry Rackman, the offensive coordinator, is definitely going to get him motivated. And here we go on that play.
Well, there you go. It's feast or famine. They brought both inside linebackers on that, and that runner, he avoided them, made him miss, got some big yards. So Oxford may rethink that.
That was Ronnie Crichton on there.
Gained to 14 yards and up the right sideline, which is really good. They're doing some good things, Cambridge. They just have, you know, the turnovers have hurt them, and, you know, a couple penalties have hurt them. But I think it would be exciting if they can get this ball down here and put a little more pressure on Oxford. Let's see what happens.
1st and 10. And big 87 comes up the middle, and then he's brought down by the linebacker, number 27 for Oxford. He got a short gain of about 2 yards. We're going to give him a long 3. 2nd and 6.
They bring in a big nose guard. Oxford brings in a big nose guard. They're like, you know what? They're running up the middle on us. We're going to change this nose guard situation out a little bit.
That's Nemi. That's Nemi there, number 61. That was a big fella.
Yeah, he is a big fella.
All right, Cook on the ham. Brings his man over. Play action fake, and he's looking for the receiver. He's looking for James.
I actually think that Oxford got a little too excited and jumped off sides there, so they're probably going to get a free 5 yards out of this and turn it into second and really short. Let's see what the referee
Offside by the defense on the nose
go.
tackle. 5 yards, remains second down.
So this should be about 2nd and 2. And,
So that's a break?
Yeah, huge break. Huge break. Get Cambridge to convert this, and then they get another set of downs and they get to roll, which is fun. They could take a shot here if they had confidence in what they were doing as far as a receiver and a quarterback connection, but we'll see what they got called up.
Coming back out in the pro set.
They
Looks
do
for his man
take a
up there,
shot.
and look at him. Oh!
Just slightly underthrown. But they took a shot, and it'll turn into 3rd and 2.
Good promotion there, but that was looking for Theo Truss. The pass was incomplete. But, Coach, they were looking for that opportunity.
They were. It was just slightly underthrown. If he had a receiver open, if he could have gotten it there. It's throwing slightly into the wind a little bit, and that's a big field throw to the left for him. So they got to convert this. This is 3rd and 1, a big one.
This is a big play.
Big play.
Very big play.
Yeah. This is where a lot of momentum can swing here, actually, if Cambridge can convert this. Again, they bring their linebacker. They're going to get it.
Hand it over to Truss. Truss!
Got enough.
Oh, that's Ronnie Crichton. He pulls the card over. He comes over through that 2-hole, and whoop, there he was.
First down.
No tiptoeing.
So they blitzed the left inside linebacker, and they ran off their opposite side and got that first down. So Oxford seems to be bringing one linebacker every time. You just have to make sure that we're getting him picked up, and when they do, Cambridge is successful.
Well, they just brought in Ike Ip, wing back. We haven't seen much of him today. Let's see what he's got to bring. 1st and 10, Cambridge. It's handed off to the big man, 82. Look at him, look for some room. He's just coming up short.
They ran that sweep outside the left side, gained about 8 on that. So they're getting some momentum. They're getting a little bit inside, outside, inside, outside. Then they did the play action fake, and let's see what they got coming up next.
Well, the inside outside is what they've been known. You know, we got a little bit of on the player report. This is what they are known to actually run. And when it's successful, we can see they can actually get some yardage out of it.
Yeah, I think because Oxford's been bringing an inside linebacker consistently, Cambridge has recognized that pretty quickly, and now they're getting some flow. They're not hurting themselves, no self-inflicted wounds. We're going to hop into the quarters. Changing the quarter, they only got to go about 3 yards to flip the field.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we come into the second quarter of the game, our scoring update: Oxford University Lancers 21, Cambridge University Pythons 0. But we still see the determination being worked out by them. Also, we'd like to give another shout out to some of our sponsors. And we have something that we wanted to just say about the awards that we have previously mentioned. Mackay Bell, he also has the Vincent Club Award, and the Ryan Millsap Scholarship. So we have a lot of those players are really showing why they received that award. You know, we have Mackay Bell from Templeton, David Klein from Somerville. They're really showing their worth out there today.
Mackay, you know, he played at Harvard. He came here, he played at Harvard in up around Boston in America. He's originally from Georgia, where he was playing defensive end and high school. I'm sure he was all Mr. Everything. Having an opportunity to go to Harvard, and he ends up going up to Harvard, and he played defensive end up there. But what a great kid, what a great representative for Oxford, and just it's really fun to watch him out here today playing.
Growing.
All these young guys are growing. You know, everybody out here is growing in this sport, because this sport, as old as it is, it's kind of new for here, and these guys are doing so well. We got 2nd and 2, and they blitzed him.
They sent it to Charles Ebb. They knew he was going to get it, and there was nowhere to run and nowhere to ride for him.
In America, we call that they're bringing the house.
Yes.
They brought the house with the kitchen, the bathroom, the backyard,
The
everything.
sink and the friends.
Yeah. All the neighbors showed up. It's 3rd and 6.
Well, if Cambridge can just maintain possession of the ball,
Yeah, what do you think they'll do here on 3rd and 6? You think they got a screen or something going
I
on?
think they're going to do a down and out.
Yeah,
Down and out screen.
yeah.
But they're going to have to pull Ben. Ben's going to have to flow at the same time, so they have to make a strong side. And there it is, right there.
Yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen. It looks like
There he is, and he's looking up. Is there?
that's pass interference. They should have called pass interference. They didn't call pass interference. So now it looks like Cambridge is going to have to punt the ball. This should be exciting.
And so head coach Brian Jelly is saying we are going to go for it. They are going to keep their lineup out there.
If I'm on defense, which they still are on defense on Oxford, they did not put their punt return team out there, so they're going to play defense to this. So we'll see what happens here. It's 4th and 6, and this play could result in a turnover in itself, just giving the ball back to Oxford at 1st and 10 right here on the 50-yard line.
Right in the middle of the field, and it looks like we almost got encroachment. He finds Toblin. He finds James Toblin for the first down.
That was very good poise by Ben, just basically pulling the rush to him and then getting it to his tight end out in the right flat. That's a big, big play right there.
If we look on the instant replay here, he pulls Theo on over, finds Toblin right there, right on the right-hand side of the hash. Easy first down. That's a big guy.
That's a
Easy
big guy.
first down.
That's
Easy
a big guy
first
to
down.
tackle right there. This is the best field position that Cambridge has had on offense all day, so hopefully they can turn this into a touchdown for their sake.
So we have 1st and 10. 35.
Shoot. Quarterback run up the middle. They were bringing the linebacker and the safety. Oxford doesn't wait around much. They're going to go get it.
They're very fast.
They look like it.
I mean, they are very, very fast. They're very fast to bring the linebackers in, very quick to plug those holes. You've seen what happened right there. Ben, he had no other choice but to try to run it, try to get any kind of amount of yardage. He got about a couple on that one, so that's going to be 2nd and about a good long 8.
Yeah. But hey, you got to be brave when you got to run up in there like that. That's not easy to do. This is a good set right here. They're spread out again. Let's see what happens. Oxford's got about 19 guys right on the tip of the ball.
Play action. It's over to Theo. Theo's looking for some room on the outside. He's finally ran out of bounds. That's going to make it about 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that outside jet sweep has been good for them.
That's their play. There's the beef and gravy right there. They get a little downfield blocking. They find that yardage. You let them just run it out. It's safe and it's working.
Yes, it is. And if Cambridge could just hook that edge just a little bit better, they'd get their runner all the way around the corner. It's 3rd and 7 right now. Play action off of that. They got a blitz.
Oh, the pressure is being put on. He looks for his man. It is intercepted by number 5. Oh, the pressure was on. We just talked about we needed to keep our poise, and that was Genesis who picked that off away from their Ben Cook. Ben ran out. The blitz came on. The pressure was on him. Once again, we started running to the weak side.
He runs over, he's a lefty, so he runs to his strong hand, and he throws the ball. The guy tips it to the defense. Unfortunately, the receiver couldn't catch it, and it got tipped up, basically ricochet like a rebound, and then Oxford picks it off.
That is turnover for number 4.
I know. This game gets to touchdowns and turnovers, and whoever gets the most usually wins. So Oxford right now, they're getting the most turnovers, resulting in the most touchdowns.
It's damage limitation, and we have Klein Davis on the ham. Coming out the pro set. Back to Israel White and Jesters. Boom! He finds his man, Max Williams.
Yep, and then Cambridge is getting a little testy, and so they tackle the guy out of bounds. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct, and add another 15 on top of that.
And first down.
And first. I'll tell you, they went into empty. Oxford went into empty, and they ran 5 hitches with their 5.
Foul,
their 5 eligible, and they ran 5 hitches, and Davis just found the one that was the most likely open. Hits him, bang, on the sidelines, and resulted in a big play. But then Cambridge came out, and you'll see it here on the replay where the guy picks him up and tackles him.
There it is.
Body slams him like WWE on the sidelines. That doesn't work. You can't mix sports like that.
No, no, we don't like to see that. That's taking a little bit of level. You know, there's safety and there are rules and regulations within the sports, and we like to see sportsmanlike conduct, and that's getting a little bit rough. Getting a little bit agitated out there. They're feeling the heat.
Yeah, I could understand that.
1st and 10.
There's a shift by Oxford. They usually do a shift, and now there's a motion and a play action fake.
Klein's looking for his man upfield. He's going way up top. He's looking for Joel. He finds his man, Joel Jester. Oh my, and we have a flag on the play, yes, so let's not celebrate. Let's see what the ref has to say on this one. Oh, it was a great play.
They have called holding. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to see the replay. I know the defensive line for Cambridge is excited about this flag, but we'll see what the referees have to say.
Ineligible man downfield, number 63 on the offense.
Illegal man downfield.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That negates a monster play. Davis threw this ball about 55 yards in the air.
Very clean. What a lead. What a pass.
Beautiful.
The man's got an arm.
He does have an arm. He does have an arm. You know, Davis, he played at Princeton too, so he has a good background in American football. He sees the field well. He's very calm. And again, at the quarterback position, he can lead and help other guys get better. He's another one of the scholars, right?
Yes, he is, Mr. Klein from Somerville.
Well, let's see if he can reload this thing and do it again.
So Keith Wickham, head umpire, wants to get the chain team together.
Yes, it should be 1st and 15.
He runs a strict field. Commentated many games with him out there.
That's good. You got to have that leadership out there to keep it all sane. There's a lot of chaos out here.
1st and 15. It's handed off to number 84. He's looking through some holes, pushing his own offensive line.
That turns into a little bit like a rugby scrum right there. It's going to turn into 2nd and 10.
That was Oliver Smith on the carry. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, see, they're pulling their guards too and trying to get on that jet sweep like that. So that turns into a big rugby scrum right there.
What I call it is the M25 about 5:30 in the afternoon.
That's a fact.
2nd and long. 2nd and 11.
Again, they're in empty. That secondary's flat. Their free safety's 9 yards from the ball. If Davis sees that, he'll throw another one over the top.
Right over the top, and it's Davis. Davis is looking for some blocking from the outside.
That's a touchdown.
He's got it clear. It's Davis at the 40, the 30, the 20. It's Davis Klein. Touchdown, Oxford! Oh, Coach, did you see that? There was blocking. That was intent. Talk to a little bit more about that play. We can get that on an instant replay from their production team.
Yeah.
What a play. Here it goes, Coach.
It gets back to, you know, they faked to Micaiah, and so the whole defense is looking at that. If Micaiah gets the ball, it's dangerous, right? But if Davis keeps the ball, it's dangerous. So you have got to keep your edges of your defense sound. You got to keep that ball inside and in front. And if you don't do that, bad things happen. They pull both guards. Davis follows them. Next thing you know, he gets the edge of the field. It's over. It's a house call. It's 55-yard touchdown.
And that is how you do it.
Yeah, if you were wondering how you do it, that's
how you do it. Joel Jesters, this is his 5th attempt here.
And
he's a lefty.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
He makes that look easy. I'll tell you what, if you're going to have Millsap scholars, get the guys that can make the plays like those two guys, Micaiah and Davis. Those guys are good football players, and above that, they're really, really good students and really, really good young men. So that's fun. I've met them both personally. I've competed against both of them personally. I went to dinner with Micaiah last night, and it's just a pleasure to be around those guys. They're great representatives of a student athlete. So.
And that's what we like to see. You know, I've been here for
The score was at
22 years now in the
4:50
United
was the time
Kingdom.
of the
I
score.
remember when football first came out, and I would talk about the academics behind it. You know, you have to have a mind. You have to think. And how we're bringing not only that academic sportsman, but the sports to the academics.
That's right. That's right. You know what we want to do, and we do the same thing at the NFL Academy. We definitely emphasize football. That's the reason that the kids are there. Honestly, they don't choose at the NFL Academy. They choose football, but they get the academics. Here, they choose academics and they get the football. Regardless of how you look at it, both of them make a more well-rounded young man.
Exactly, and a sportsman. So we take it back to special fields, ladies and gentlemen. We got a scoring update for you. Oxford 28, Cambridge 0, as Foster pushed it out there again. Jake's going to let it run out into the end zone. And they'll bring that ball right on back.
It's always fun to see these guys, you know, they run down the field on a kickoff cover and somebody hits somebody and then they say something. You just want to hear what they have to say to each other. You know, if you could get those guys mic'd up just to hear what they have to say, that would be, we might not be able to hear it on TV broadcast, but very, very, the game within the game, right, Maz?
That's it. I would love to be a fly inside the huddle on every play. If I could just hear that, that would be so exciting. 1st and 10. Here comes Cambridge. Ben on the ham. Comes out again in his pro set. Boom! Nowhere to go there for Ronnie Crichton on the run. He's pulled down. That's going to be a no gain whatsoever.
They faked the jet sweep and came back with the counter opposite, but didn't fool Oxford.
Oh, look
Oxford
at that.
was there. Tackle for a loss. Now it's 2nd and 12. Let's see. You can see just by the demeanor of Oxford's defense how confident they're playing right now.
The safeties don't even look like they're working.
They haven't sweat. They haven't sweat since pregame.
No. 2nd and long.
Pass.
Play action fake. He's looking for his man up the field. Oh! He was looking for Toblin again, right up the middle, and almost got picked off by number 6 once again. Or was that, yep.
12. We're going to watch a replay here. Ben's lucky that, yeah, you were right, 6.
Yeah, that's Tony.
Yep. Ben's lucky that he dropped that. Otherwise, that would have been a pick 6.
That was going all the way home. That was going all the way home. Yeah, and he would have just been skipping right onto the outside. So we're looking for some little bit more determination and grit from Cambridge.
3rd and 12. This will most likely be a screen or a drop back. They got him.
Oh, and there's the pressure being pulled on.
Yeah.
And the sack. Number 32 and 78 pulled in from Oxford. That was Nathan Duck.
Too much pressure inside right here.
Let's take another look at it.
They brought the linebacker. They kept contained. Then Ben sees it. And, too much pressure in his face. So it turns into 4th and 20, turns into a punt, and guess who they have back there at returning?
Well, it looks like it's Israel. We have Israel Adeje again. He's fast, he's got wheels, and they've given him the whole field.
Yeah, with a backed up punt. Hopefully they get this snap and executed well.
We have a clean snap. He's going to take a
punt.
bounce,
He's
and
still
Israel's got it on his hands.
Okay.
Boom.
Good hit right there. Schoenwolf.
Yeah, Tyler, that was Schoenwolf.
Smacked him. That was good.
Very good from the special teams. So that's going to give.
That got him out of that backed up end zone. That's important.
That's going to be great field position for Oxford.
That's the thing, when your defense can hold them back like this, and
Turnover
then they got
at
to punt out of their own
Time
end zone.
turned over at 2:20.
It's going to give your offense the ball on the 50-yard line, and this is a sport about taking ground. You got to take ground, and then it's in the field position. They have great field position right here. Basically, they're going downhill right into the end zone.
1st and 10, Oxford. Line brings Israel
Got
over.
Israel coming over our way with 2 guards.
Oh, what good blocking there by the O-line. Tell us a little bit more on that one. Let's see if we can see that. What a hole got opened up for him. A good gain of about 6 or 7 yards on that.
Yeah.
Here it is, Coach.
They're going to pull both guards again. You see one's on the kick out, one's on the pull up through. And if Israel beat his guard, if he wasn't faster than the pulling guard, that could have been another touchdown.
He
But
has wheels. The man
he
has
got to the
wheels.
hole before the guard got to the hole.
2 minutes.
We got a 2-minute timeout. Right before the half, we got 2 minutes.
All right.
I'm sure Oxford wants to put another one in there before halftime, and then Cambridge has got to stop them. This would be a huge stop if they can
If
stop
they can
them.
push that morale back and send him to the locker room. Play action fit.
fake. Yep.
Oh! The play was there. The receiver didn't see it coming. It looked like he got stopped by it could have been an illegal block down there. It could have been. That intent there was for Joel Chester's number 9.
Oxford's done a really good job of making the same things look different. Those play action fakes off of Israel coming back through the backfield on the jet sweep, pulling the 2 guards, and then they throw a screen out to the left off of that. They didn't execute it perfectly, but it was there.
Exactly. It was there. We could see the intent. They can just rinse, wash, repeat, and probably do it again.
Yeah.
Here we go, Klein.
Well, there's no safeties back, so it looks like they're going to blitz. And
play action.
They got to reverse. Ends at 1st down. So Cambridge, I mean, they are gambling because they have no safeties, and they're just like, hey, you know what? We're going to have to stop something. Let's stop these. Let's stop these jet sweeps.
That was Oliver on the carry there. That's going to bring the chains right on down. They need to find a theory and a strategy, but I think they need to calm down. They need to calm down, put their minds back in motion. The game, we still have a long ways in the game.
Yeah, this is where you can't look at the score. You got to look at your team and just get your team to execute.
There it is.
Right now they got a safety in the middle of the field, so that helps a little bit. It just depends on what Oxford wants to do here. Are they going to throw it? What are they going to do? It is a drop back pass.
Klein's looking for Joe. Oh, in and out.
Threw it a little bit behind him. He had him open. That stops the clock, which is in Cambridge's favor.
Yeah, we're sitting up here with about 48 seconds still left until halftime. But a lot can happen here as we're at 2nd and 9.
Yeah, when they do a drop back pass, and he had a ton of protection there. It was an inaccurate throw just off of his back hip. Those are hard catches when you're running one direction and the ball's thrown the other direction.
Exactly.
So I think Oxford will just, well, Davis is looking at his wristband right here.
Yeah, and his receivers, he brings Mackay. Mr. Bell's in the middle. He's just going to scramble down there. He's going to still fight, see if he can get the 1st down, and he may have the 1st down.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. It'll be about 3rd and inches probably. Yep.
As the clock's still running down, we're within 30 seconds.
Yep. Now Oxford could find time to run another play, or they just go in with 28 up. Looks like they got one more play they want to put out there.
Yeah, going up 28 up, it could be a good feeling.
No, it's a great feeling. I've been there. It's a great feeling. Oh,
play action. Whoa,
kind of bumbled it around. He's going to break contain, though. He's got a guy
He's looking upfield. No, he did not. Oh, oh, that was intent for number 84.
Is there any time left on the clock? That play could have taken all the time.
That was intended for Oliver Smith.
It looks like that play did take all the time because he bumbled the snap. I don't know if the snap came out bad, but then he scrambled to his right and threw a bomb down the field.
7 seconds on the clock.
There's 7 seconds still. Okay, so they got one more shot.
One more shot.
They actually could do this. They called a timeout now. They
timeout. First
get the
time out
3rd and
of the
1
half,
conversion
Oxford
depending on
at
what
7
play they call, and then
seconds.
call another timeout and have 1 second. But otherwise, they're going to take a shot at the end zone. If I'm Cambridge, I'm lining my secondary up on the end zone.
Might as well just back them up, try to reduce some of the damage. Let's come back with a little bit more.
Damage control.
Exactly. That's what it's about right now. We have to be able to come back with another strategy. They've already seen this has been a good demonstration of what Oxford can do.
Yep.
They've shown about the pass, the speed, the defensive coordination, the offensive coordination, the offensive line. They still can be beat, but Cambridge need to slow the minds down and remember to execute.
That's right.
Don't look at the score.
That's right. That's right. I totally agree with you, Maz. They got to just 1 play at a time, 1 score at a time, and battle your way back in.
We've seen it done.
It's about them. Yes, it's about them. So we'll see how this turns out. It's 3rd and 1. What do you think they're going to do? You think they'll take a shot? You think they'll get a first down, a quick first down, call a timeout, and then take a shot? What do you think?
I think they're going to take this right into the end zone. I think he's going to put Theo out there. I think it's going to be, he's going to spread him out. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why not. Toss Oliver out there.
Well,
or
they got
Israel.
1 safety in the end zone. Now, that guy better not back up or they'll catch a touchdown right in front of him.
Have you seen who they brought out? They brought Genesis out to the
They
field.
got all 4. They got 4 guys in the end zone. So Cambridge is trying to do the right thing. They got to
play action. He's looking for
back.
Israel on the far right. Klein still. He's going to keep it. He's looking in the end zone.
That's out of the end zone.
Whoa!
No, he's out of the end zone. You know what they did? They did a fake where Davis runs to his right, and then the receiver came out the backside on a wheel, hoping that the whole defense would flow with Davis. And
It's the end of the half.
Cambridge kept it all inside and in front. It resulted in an incomplete. They get out of the half 28-0. Regroup, realign, and come on back and refocus.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get a scoring update up on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, Oxford University Lancers 28, Cambridge University Python 0, as we get ready for the halftime and the halftime show.
That's not necessary.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the field is the Oxford Sirens cheerleading squad. Give them a round of applause.
Well, we have the Sirens performing the halftime show today for the game. Let's take a look.
Everyone, we're here with Coach Ian and General Manager Stuart Humble here. I hope you're enjoying the game at home. We just thought we'd bring you some perspectives from two very well integrated members of the team. Firstly, starting with you, Coach Ian, how are you finding your team's performance today so far?
Yeah, it's doing really well. We're performing across the three areas of the game at the moment. Obviously, our offense is executing really well. We're picking up back from where we left in the regular season. So it's really good to see that the break hasn't slowed us down much. Obviously, we're seeing some really great plays from Micaiah, from Davis. The offensive line is really balling out and making some massive holes. Izzy's one to watch in the second half, number 17. You already see him racking up some yards. For a rookie player, he is something special, and I imagine that he's going to continue putting some on. Across the defense, we're doing really well. Obviously, Cambridge have a couple of really dangerous players, number 11, 5'1", 43, 46, all obviously able to make plays, and number 2's got a great arm, so we just need to kind of stay on the ball and make sure that we stay locked in. Special teams doing really well, really happy to have Joel back out there. He's got a great leg, which has given us some really good position on kickoff, and obviously, you know, turnovers are going to win the game in this, but we're just going to keep it up, keep moving, and hopefully have a successful second half.
Oh yeah, we expect it. Did you expect the performance to be as dominant as it has been so far?
You can never tell how the game's going to go with Cambridge. Cambridge are a good outfit. They've got lots of great players. They're a really spirited team, and you know, if you underestimate them, you underestimate them at your peril. So we never come out here with any sort of expectations apart from wanting to do our job and move forward.
That's great. No, thanks, Coach. And yeah, speaking for myself, having played in these varsity matches, you never know how it's going to turn out. These games always are, they bring out a different animal in some of the players, absolutely. And now to Stuart Humble. Stuart, why don't you tell the audience at home what your involvement is with the team?
Well, we just, well, as you know, David, I was president for 3 years, and then the last couple of years I've been helping as general manager, sort of a head of operations. And I really feel that that position is needed in these club teams. Really having an extra set of hands, somebody who wants to volunteer, help out the coaching staff, and help out the committee, the student committee. It's really, really helpful. And it's, as you know, you and I have done a lot of work during our time on committee, and that's really continued into really just putting on like a really awesome event like this. I can't say enough. The Cambridge crew, like, they've had a fantastic year this year. What I really love about the varsity tradition in general is how we challenge each other to get better and better. And over the past couple, the past 3 or 4 years, it's gone back and forth each year. But we've always maintained that close relationship, and ultimately we need Cambridge to be just as strong and Oxford to step up and be just as strong, because as long as that keeps growing, we're going to be growing American football generally in the UK, but also we'll keep the varsity tradition alive. I think a lot of the Americans out there don't really realize, but what we enjoy back in the States with the NCAA and sort of we think of as varsity sport and sort of earning a letter, whether it's in high school or in college, that all started right here. That all started between the varsity tradition of between Oxford and Cambridge universities, and being a part of that, in the modern era has been really important. And I think the Lancers and the Pythons are going to be a part of growing that.
No, that's totally amazing. And to give a bit of context for how the team and as a sport has come to be what it is today, do you mind just giving a bit of background as to where it was when you arrived, and
Absolutely.
Maybe some of the transition to what it is now?
So basically, to the U.S. fans out there, there's a promotion relegation scheme here, which is sort of synonymous with football, soccer, and so we. Over the years, as you build a club and as you get more and more recruits, the performance comes with that. And so the Lancers have been able to jump up a division over the past 3 years. We've stayed up and we've been successful in this higher division. Obviously, both Oxford and Cambridge, we should be both aiming for the best division. We should be trying to get to premiership, and maybe that's written in the stars one day that we'll get there. I think a lot of cooperation between the clubs will help us get there. When I first started here, what made me stick with the Lancers was just how much of a family it is. And so even though we might have not had the results we wanted all the time, the people, the students, the fact that we're all balancing the same sort of scholar-athlete type schedules is always really tedious and hard to manage. And so at the end of the day, if you get out of the labs, you get out of the classroom, you come out here, you hit people, and you can play some football, it goes a long way. And I think that's really what kept me with the team. And also sharing that bit of that slice of Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana, so I think in the past NFL draft, like the draft of this year, there were more NFL players drafted per capita from Louisiana than anywhere else in the United States. And so football is a huge part of Louisiana. And bringing a small slice of that and bringing that on to my friends here in the UK has been a big deal for me.
No, that's hugely amazing, and it's so encouraging to see what just a bit of investment, a bit of time, a bit of resources can do to transform what has happened here at the Lancers. And what encouragement maybe would you give to the Cambridge Pythons as they maybe look to improve upon their American football team?
Absolutely. Well, first off, we've been in communication. We speak with the committee all year long, and we stay in touch. And so, because we're not direct rivals during the regular season, it means that we're always sort of communicating and planning varsity, and whether it's at Cambridge or whether it's at Oxford. So really, they need to just keep doing what they're doing. I have a feeling they're going to have a huge breakthrough here soon. They're going to have some alumni help. We need to do some alumni calls for them, and make sure that there's some donors that come in and support them. And we need to get them a field built in Cambridge. So really the sky's the limit. Like, we're not going to stop till we get that achieved for both clubs, and and get up there with the best and brightest of the varsity matches. So
that's amazing. So if you're watching at home, alumni, if there's any way in which you can help, do get in contact. We love to see American football, both Cambridge and Oxford, just continue to grow and improve upon. So yeah, please stay tuned for the rest of the match. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, Coach, that was a very good interview there by the president.
Stuart has done a fantastic job with Oxford, and I have known Stuart for a couple years now, and he has grown this consistently well from the time that that I've known him, which is just a short time, just 2 years, but he's been here, I think he's been here 7 years. I didn't hear the whole interview, but he takes a lot of pride in this. He's recruited this team well. He understands what American football looks like, and he wants it to look good here. And he's with the donors, the Ryan Millsaps of the world, and all these donors, the other donors, have built this stadium. This is a stadium that they've put together here, and it's very, very cool, actually. You know, they got the bleachers up on the other side. It's surrounded by the trees. The field is beautiful. He's turning this into something to be desired, and just it's super cool. He's done a great job.
You know, I can attest to that. Once again, I've been here before football actually came here.
Yeah.
I can remember when I heard that they were playing American football, I was like, where? And I was so excited. And I watched the growth. I watched the NFL invest. I watched the sponsors come. When the games come from NFL and they're in London, it's like a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
The whole country is excited, and we're all excited to be there. And it's such a good brotherhood when you're watching them all together. If you've ever been to the O2 and watched one of our NFL league games that we bring over, it's such a buzz to be there and to watch all of them to come together. And then what do they want to do? They want to play.
That's right. I coached in that against when I was at the Jets, and we coached against the Miami Dolphins in Wembley Stadium. That was a phenomenal experience. And you know, these guys, none of these guys are going to have a chance to play in the NFL, but just to play football on this field is so fun, and it creates the heritage and the tradition that they can go home and tell their kids that they were in this historic matchup, Oxford-Cambridge, on this field. That in itself is something special.
There is nothing like being a participant of a varsity bowl, let alone such a rivalry that is between these two universities. I mean, it goes back decades and decades, and they have actually had a true ownership and a rivalry. What brings me to a little bit about the Oxford Club, the Vincent's Club. You know, they're very proud supporters of the Oxford Lancers. This is an exclusive private members club at the University of Oxford. You know, Vincent's was first founded in 1863. It was traditionally known as a social and dining club. You know, the distinguished guests at Oxford's and the sportsmen, you know, and the high-achieved students. So they take these academic achievements as well as for the support for the Oxford athletic system. Tennis, hockey, rowing, you name it. But then the rivalry once again has started to lead right into this American football, and this is such a fantastic thing to see. And I'm looking around once again at all of the stands and the people that are sitting around, and this is such a beautiful place to be in Oxford. As I was driving in, I was just so inspired.
I agree. It's a beautiful setting. It's just fun to be here, and you know, it helps when you have Taz and Tammy Murray helping, you know, their family out of Salt Lake City, Utah. They donated. It's so fun when you can expand and extend the family that helps grow the sport. And so we're so appreciative of them helping, and then the Millsap Scholars have obviously made a huge impact in this game.
Huge, huge, and we are seeing the fruits of the labor and the investment. And we are seeing some very fine gentlemen here today.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, unfortunately, Cambridge has to kick off to Oxford, so Oxford's going to come out with the ball to begin with, unless Cambridge can create a turnover to start this thing off.
Well, we already know that they need to have some motion. They need that leverage as they start to, you know, they're going to give the ball straight on to Oxford. They deferred. They made this choice. So they're going to have to now see if they can capitalize on it, get Oxford to turn it over, get the offensive machine out there, and let's start getting some points on the board. Scoring update. Oxford 28, Cambridge 0, as we're about to kick it off on the second half here at the Varsity Bowl in Oxford. It's shot up there by number 82, Theo. It's taken there.
Got to get him on the ground, otherwise it's a house call.
Oh, no,
it's
he's
over.
not. There he goes.
They called clipping.
It's Genesis.
We got a block in the back right over here. Got another flag over here. So the Oxford's going to have to back that up.
That was Genesis on the return. He does have wheels, but looks like they're going to have to pull that back.
It's always exciting, you know, when the guy runs all the way down the field, but then everybody's got to look back and go, oh, shoot, there's a flag on the field. And then they all walk back.
That's the first thing I look. I see it wasn't a clean play. Can we actually succeed? And then when you see a flag, you know, oh, if you think it's going to be against you, it is.
Yeah, that's right. And all the Oxford fans and everything went, ah. And Cambridge went, I told you, see? But, man, they're walking this one way back.
Way back.
Wow. It's on the minus 37-yard line. So, you know, in football, we say anything from the 50 is 0. So if the offense is behind the 50 going towards their goal line, that's minus, and then it's plus going the other direction. So they're on the minus 37-yard line right now. But they've had calls for that too. We're going to get our chain gang organized over here.
All right, 1st and 10, Oxford. Keith will get the chain gang moving correctly. We have Mr. Davis. He's going to still stay in on the ham. Davis Klein, number 11. Pro set. Wrong side. He pulls. Bell. Bell finds a hole on the left side. Bell is still on his feet. It's Bell. Bell, he's at the 40. Bell, whoa, what downfield blocking he had. And he says, move the chains down, Makai Bell. Coach, tell me what you saw on that.
It's the same thing they did in the first half.
Oh, my.
They pulled the guards and they give Micaiah the ball around the left side, and he just, you know what? The first guy that hit him could have got him down, but Micaiah bounced off of him and kept his legs going down. I'm not sure why they don't have Micaiah returning the kicks either.
It would just be a return.
You say you give somebody else a chance.
And yeah, there we go. 1st and 10, Oxford. They bring Israel over. Play action fake, and Klein's going to keep it. He's looking for some room.
Oh, he's going to come all the way back here.
And he's coming on the other side of the field, and look at the speed. He gets a block from Israel. It's all over, Coach. It's all over, but the Klein. Touchdown, Davis Klein. Oh.
He made that play happen because he was running all the way to his left. It got bottlenecked up, and then he just decided, nope, it's not going to work that way. I'm going to run out this side over here. And then he got 2 good blocks, and the next thing he knows, he's standing in the end zone.
Let's take a look at it. Remind me of one of the playing between the telephone poles at home in the street.
Sheesh, no doubt. It's like, you know how we used to play touch football in the street?
There it is. There it is.
It's fun. And he jogs in from the 10.
He has speed.
He does.
His acceleration power is awesome. Very impressive. He was very quickly, he outran the linebackers. Safety, right on in. It was all she wrote. That's going to be another 6 points. We'll see the conversion. That's going to be done by Joel Chesters. I think this is his 6-1.
What do we got? Too many guys on the field, probably.
Well, it's a simple math of 11, or a delay of game. See what Keith Wickham.
I don't know what they got going on out here. Oh, delay a game. There you go. I was looking at Davis just run. You know, his instincts. He ran over to his left, and he's like, nope, this isn't going to work. Takes off with his speed over to the right side and outruns everybody on both teams. His team included.
What was impressive is how quick everybody, all the offensive line turned to the right.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
Yep.
Joel Chesters, I think this is his 6th attempt. I'll check with the statistician, and it's up. It's good.
He makes that look easy, too.
Very easy. If only I could golf like that.
What Bing Crosby say? He's actually from around where you grew up, Monterey.
Yeah.
Straight down the middle.
That's it, all day long.
Oh, Monterey, what a beautiful place.
Oh, I miss it at home. I was just looking at the spring. They have the beautiful purple poppies that are all out on the 17-mile drive.
Oh, my.
Down there on Pacific Grove, it's just so beautiful.
Got a world-class golf tournament up there, that AT&T.
Yeah, Pebble Beach, the AT&T. It's great. You know, you've seen them at Cypress, then they're at Peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had the opportunity to play at Peninsula. I still need to win the lottery to play at Pebble Beach.
I actually have played there. I was a guest, and unbelievable, spectacular. You know, when you're playing up there in golf anywhere is difficult for me, but there it's daunting.
It is. It is.
Well, we're back out here playing football.
And this is what I love.
You don't hit anybody on the golf course.
Well,
well, you hit them with the ball.
Yeah, sometimes. That's probably why my handicap's still at 17. Ladies and gentlemen, Oxford 35, Cambridge 0.
Okay.
And whoa.
Catch that.
And look at that bounce it's taken.
Now Oxford's got the ball. Oh, my goodness.
Did that touch one of the D line on special teams?
No. It's like an onside kick, and no one on Cambridge went to recover it. So it was like, I'm sure their coach is over there going, what are we doing?
You have to know the rules of your game.
I look at Coach Jelly down there, and he's like, what are we doing?
Oh,
okay.
Yes, he is definitely
Look at the short
impressed.
field Oxford has now. So remember how we were talking about minus territory? Now Oxford's plus territory. They're on the plus.
Simple algebra.
Plus 24.
1st and 10.
On the plus 24. Short field. Special teams play such a huge factor. You know, they kick off. Essentially, the way they are kicking off, Oxford, is preventing a big return by Cambridge. And then when Cambridge doesn't take advantage of that short squib kick, pick it up and at least advance it 1 yard, 5 yards, whatever you can get out of it.
9 minutes 45.
If you don't recover it, you're going to give the other team the ball right here, going in.
And there it is, 1st and 10. Oxford sitting the ball on their on 25-yard line, positive territory.
I don't know what the referees held up here.
Oh, it's Keith.
Guess they're getting the chain gang right. It looks like Coach Jelly's going to get his.
There we go.
He's going to get his defense right.
Well, that is head coach Brian Jelly for the Pythons. Their defensive coordinator is Mike Jury, and their offensive coordinator is Harry Rackles. Our coaching staff for Oxford, we have Ian Hiscock, head coach, along with Patrick McClare, Thomas Kesson, Adam Goldstein, David Filter, Matthew Kersey, Julian Watt, and Terry Brook. That makes up the sideline personnel and the coaching staff. Play action fake. They're going to send it over to number 84. He's looking for a way around the outside before he's being run out. He may have.
Oh, he got shot.
Whoa.
There you go.
That was Oliver Smith on the carry.
He got smacked. He's run around his left side, and the corner came out.
Yeah, that was done. That was a hit there by number 4.
4, yeah. He put a licking on him.
Yeah, that's Joe Cooper.
That's good. That's the way it's supposed to be played, right?
Clean and powerful.
That's right. 2nd and 5.
We got a play action. Going to hand it over to 21. He's looking for a little bit of room on the outside.
Keeps running his legs.
And he may got a first down.
Yes, he did.
That was Nick Yobi.
Now they're on the 11-yard line. It's tight. It's getting down there.
Well, here goes the change. That looks like that's getting very close to 1st and goal. He may have a little bit of leeway. Yes, he does. Yeah, it's on the 12.
Oxford's running the ball, which runs the clock.
And they are moving very confident.
Very confidently. They're again in their spread formation with their jet sweep.
There he is. He's opening up the hole on the left-hand side, and he just is almost in. Good gain of a good 6-7 yards.
Yeah, they are now inside the 5-yard line. Second down inside the 5. Is there a flag on the field?
It looks clean. I'm not seeing a flag. That's Oliver again being utilized in the back.
Before the play began, we have encroachment by the offense. That will be a 5-yard penalty, and it will remain first down.
There you go.
All right, good
lined
eye.
up. Illegal formation, lined up, back it up. Make it a little more challenging for Oxford.
You know, it may just give him a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
So our scoring update, ladies and gentlemen, we're still in the 3rd quarter of play. Oxford 35, Cambridge 0.
Should be 1st and 15 right now. They'll get the chains realigned.
29.
Oxford's base set is empty, and then they bring their wing backs through the backfield to either hand it to them, fake screens off of them.
All day long.
Here we go again.
And there it is.
Davis
Klein's going to keep it.
Straight up the middle. Another flag.
Let's see what Keith calls on that one. What did they see, lineman?
Encroachment by the offense, 5 yards, remains first down.
It's going to be 1st and 20.
Well, we know what's happening right now. We know this is the heat's getting put on. We're getting a little bit of excited right there. Oxford are feeling extra confident, and so that might get them a little bit more excited too. So they just need to calm down. Remember, we still got a game to play, and anything can happen. We're just in the 3rd quarter. Cambridge Pythons, they will perceive and they will persist. So can't take them for granted.
Oxford also has put some other guys on the field that haven't played as much because of the score, giving these other guys some opportunities, and their alignment has not been the way it should be. So, but there you go.
There he goes to Oliver again.
That's what you call a classic. Ooh, that would be a classic vice tackle where 2 tacklers come in with their inside shoulders on the men. That's pretty good how they pinched it off, and no gain.
No gain. That was Tyler Schoen on the assist on that one, number 11.
I always love that. So, you know, he got whacked earlier in the game, but then he came back. There's a little bit of toughness that needs to show up in these games too, because when you hit for 60, 70 plays, it'll put a wear on you.
It hurts.
Tomorrow they'll feel that.
But they're in good condition.
They are.
I mean, this is where they condition for more than they play.
That's right. Well, this has been the best defense, or maybe the worst offense we can say, by the Oxford, because they've had self-inflicted wounds. Here's a pass.
Klein's looking. He's all alone. All alone. Oliver.
We got a roughing the quarterback too, I believe.
Oh,
so
my.
Insult to injury.
Let's take another look at that on the instant replay. That was
number 63.
Oh,
10 yards, remains 2nd down.
All right.
Well,
holding Oxford.
It's going to be 1st and 300 days long. Hey.
I think that you know your analogy.
Here
we go. Let's take another look at this. He finds a man. Look at him, all alone. Defensive secondary.
They do like a little hook and wheel on the okey doke screen, and he became so open. Davis had enough time to get it off because his teammate was holding. Now it's backed up to 2nd and
second in about 42.
2 weeks. And blitzer inside linebacker.
We're going to bring Nick around.
Davis still has the ball.
He's looking upfield again. All alone. All alone.
The corner.
Genesis on the touchdown. They changed sides on that play. Okay, Coach, I seen the strategy, and then they just sent Genesis over to the corner. They said, go pick up the little orange thing on the left-hand side. That's just where he went, and boom, right into the hands.
The corner fell down. That's unfortunate. The corner fell down. I don't know how he fell or why he fell, but
that was Joe Coop also there.
And Davis just calmly runs out there to his left and lays one up.
Makes it look ever so simple, which gives us another field goal.
I guess they have a play for 1st and 30 or 1st and goal too. So.
And there's Joel Chesters. He puts it in there. Joel Chesters for another conversion. Ladies and gentlemen, our scoring update is 42-0, and we are just in the 3rd quarter of play. I hope they don't call the mercy card on this one, Coach.
Do they do that?
Yes, the mercy card can come out. It's up to Mr. Carey there. But you know, I would fight and keep on.
Yeah.
To the last bell, last whistle.
Yeah, we need everybody to get as much playing time as we can, just so they can grow and get better at all this stuff and learn how to compete and finish all the way to the end.
All the way to the end, and it's about the competition. There's always going to be a winner. There's always going to be a loser. But in this game, there's always going to be 2 teams that learn.
That's right. That's right. And this is, regardless of the score, there's something to be learned, and it's still fun. And we got to, as coaches, we got to make it feel fun and grab the learning situations out of all these opportunities. Now, if these guys, the Cambridge Pythons, can learn from their last kickoff return episode, then something good can possibly happen.
That's what we want to see. We want to see an improvement, perseverance, growth, and opportunity. Right. And that's what we're getting today, ladies and gentlemen. Our scoring update: Oxford 42, Cambridge 0 in the middle of the third quarter, and we're going to have a nice, good, right down the middle.
There we go.
He sends it right to Mr. Key. A good spin over there by Key.
There you go. That's a good return. Now they got the ball on the 32.
Mr. Mitchell.
Good field position.
That's what we want to see. And I'm seeing a little bit fire there in the Pythons.
Well, the Oxford defense should be rested.
I'm seeing Bell coming out on the defense.
Yeah, he kind of sticks out. Not just coming out, he kind of sticks out.
He's a big man.
He looks like the statue of David out there or something.
I'm getting Franco Harris flashbacks.
That's right.
All right, we'll get the chains down, get the officially before we can blow the whistle. Three minutes and 56, and there we go. Keith blows it out.
That looked like offsides on the defense, but
they give it to him. They give it to him. Look at him go.
Big play.
Oh, that was Kai. Kai finally gets to flex his wings a little bit and his wheels and brings it down the field. He had great blocking down there. Let's see if we can take another look at it.
Like a 22-yard gain. That's outstanding. That's really, really good.
Oh, the speed. Coach, what do we see?
So they're doing the same thing. They got the jet sweep. They're pulling a guard. They pull in their flex back and gets out to the right side. And he gets his pads down on the sideline and he runs. He gains 22 yards on that play. That's really good. If they can duplicate that or come off of that with a play action and connect the dots on a play action pass for a touchdown, it's going to give them momentum. It's going to make them feel good. Good things are going to happen. It's 1st and 10.
Ben, he looks. He finds Shake.
Yeah,
Shake,
he's not going to get by.
Nowhere to go.
Not getting by Micaiah.
No, nowhere to go.
They ran a little slam screen over here on the left side, which is Micaiah's side. Didn't fool him a bit. He just stepped up, made the tackle, solo tackle.
Made it look so easy. That's going to be 2nd and a long 9. Oh. Big man.
Yeah. Solid, confident, standing in there.
Well, you can see it's like he's commanding the whole slot.
He is. He is. He's running the show out there. He's doing a great job. Well, let's see.
We do a little play action.
That's
we
good.
give it to
There
number
we go.
11. He finds a hole.
This will turn into 3rd and about 6. That was a good run. Good, solid run. They do it a counter action. Big, solid counter action, and it turns into 3rd and 6. They got to convert this. They're going to have to use all 4 downs, I believe, here.
That was Tyler Schoenwolf on the carry. And then he's a big lad. Very confidently opened up that hole for him, and he stepped right on through. We just need a few more of those plays. This is how we start connecting the motion.
That's right. That's right.
We start getting motivated. Start feeling good. We start looking good. Play action fake. There, look
Tyler's
at that.
a lead blocker here. They got a 1st down out of that. That's a huge conversion right there.
That was Theo Truss on the run. That was a great play action. There it is. Use that little side sweep, get some downfield blocking for him. We start making those conversions, and what does it result? The chains will move downfield.
That's another Cambridge Python 1st down.
Look at it. There it is.
Look at Sean Wolf as the lead blocker. They got some speed. They got the edge. Now they're rolling. They're inside the plus 30, and they are sniffing the end zone. I think they got to play with a little more pace right now. They're down. They need to get a score.
Oh, he's got his man. He's got protection all day long. And it's picked off. Oh, he had protection, and that's picked off by number 14, Chandler Perry. Oh, let's take another look. He had plenty of time. He just needed to breathe. He had open receivers. Let's take another look at that.
Yeah, because, you know, when that corner falls back, he sees that opening, and that corner drifts back, falls back off of that, and Ben, the quarterback, he double clutched that. He could have just let it go the first time, but he double clutches it. It gives the corner enough time to see it and bend and break on that ball, and that's when bad things happen. And so now it's Oxford's ball. It's on their -14, but they've had plays for that too.
1st and 10, Oxford. Ball's marked on the 12-yard line. That's the 6th conversion over there. That's at least 3. I'll have the stat team remind me at least 3 turnovers in the air today by Cambridge. And they are still keeping Mr. Davies, Klein Davies, in there. On the left side.
Davis does a good job of running the show. He's very calm. You don't see him flinch ever. He doesn't get flustered. He just commands the ship. You know, the quarterback, and that's the hardest position to coach. It's the most demanding position, maybe in all of sport, honestly. It's the higher the level you go, like in the NFL, to play quarterback in the NFL, you got to really know how to process and take on big hits and keep your calm and all of the above. And Davis has done a great job of that today.
He has demonstrated that Ivy League, that, you know, he has the experience and it shows.
Yeah.
He's been doing this since he's a toddler.
Yeah.
He brings Israel over, play action fake. Davis is looking for his man in the middle. Almost picked off there by Cooper.
This will be fun. It's going to be 3rd and 7. We'll see what they come back with. And it would be really kind of cool to see if Cambridge can make them punt and just see what happens. I would love to see that.
If we can get a first, turnover, a forced turnover, I think that would really help them morale.
I think it would be. I think it would be fun. Let's see what they got going on here.
At least we can see what their punt special teams looks like.
If their punter's leg's not too worn out from kicking off. I think it's the same guy, maybe.
It is. He's been a one-man show on the special teams. 2nd and 8.
Davis has got the ball. He's keeping it right up the middle.
Right up the stitches.
Can't get him down. It's a 1st down. All right. Well, what that does is it keeps the clock rolling, gets him a 1st down, and it's a little bit more demoralizing for Cambridge's defense.
Yeah, we have 1 second left to the end of the 3rd quarter, so it does keep the possession in Oxford's, and that's it.
That's right.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
All right. Well, they'll flip ends of the field and they'll go the direction of the sun.
Well, I'll say that this has really been an exciting, lovely day here in Oxford. Beautiful stadium.
Oh my.
Lovely people, lovely production, and we'd like to once again thank our sponsors, EP Sports, Kit Locker, Football America UK, Roaming Experts and T Sportswear, Fisher Studios, Cheers Mate Production, and Solution Productions. Once again, we still like to give a good shout out to all of you guys that are donating. Please look up on the Cambridge's website, the charity for Alzheimer's. Everything helps. Also, you can help to donate on the Oxford and Cambridge's website for uniforms, kit, 10, 20, 30 pounds. Everything helps to induce and also to inspire these players to keep on going on. Bring that younger generation out here. If you see or hear about an American football game being played anywhere near you, come on out. We like to see you, and we like to see what your response is. I'm sure that you're going to have a great time like we are today.
Days like this are encouraging. It's fun to play football in sunny weather like this. This is a beautiful day. I know a lot of people are probably laying around Hyde Park. They should be laying over here on the side of this sideline over here, but it's also fun to play this sport in the rain and the wet, and so that's another good thing for the UK because it is rainy and wet over here, and we play this game all the time, so it makes it fun.
1st and 10. Oxford. There's Bell.
Got
and
that edge.
Bell's got some room. Oh, no. That's number 6. That's Tony.
Yeah, that's a different carrier.
That's Tony.
That's a good, strong, violent run right there. I feel like the ball maybe came out at the end of that. I can't really see because they're all piled up, but we have some guys for Cambridge pointing.
Well, let's take a review of that play. and see if we can see if that's exactly what happened. And here it is, Coach.
Let's see, because he's running and spinning his ball carrying. You get spun around like that, and sometimes the ball gets loose. It's so many guys in there, it's hard to see. They'll keep it. I'm sure Oxford will keep
that
it.
looks like it's for Oxford. So that's going to be 1st and 10. A great run by the big guy, Tony, on that. That'll move the chains. We're almost about midfield.
Oxford went from no huddle to huddle, and they're just trying to eat this clock up.
The offensive line has been in control.
Dominant. Yes.
How impressive, opening up holes at will.
They got an offensive lineman. Speaking of offensive lineman, they got him out in space on the number 70, big number 70. They don't get much recognition. They do a fake screen, and then they
he's
got.
looking up the field.
Oh. Okay, we got a flag. They're going to call illegal formation or something.
It's on the line of scrimmage. That was intended for Owen Morris. Klein to Morris, incomplete.
What is 70's name? We got to get his. We got to get. Linemen don't ever get their
Colton
name.
Murray.
Yeah, they don't ever get. They don't ever get. They're like
Illegal
a zero.
procedure.
They never get any
By the
recognition.
offense.
They had big Colton out
5
there for a
yards,
play,
remains
and he
first down.
jumped up, faked the screen to him. Like thinking the whole Cambridge defense think we're going to throw Colton a screen.
Well, you know, if they did, he'll just tiptoe. He was a big guy.
Oh my gosh, no one would want to tackle that joker. All right, so now it's 1st and 15. Let's see what they got.
Yeah,
You think they have another trick play up their sleeve?
Well, you know, I think they're just going to probably give it to Tony. I see they got Mackay back out there, so they rotated Tony out. They got Mackay out there, and then we have Genesis. So and then we have them spread out strong on the right-hand side. They can do anything, and there it is. There it is, right there.
Just give it to Micaiah.
And all day he's finding some room. The right-hand side. Oh, the big man!
I'll tell you what, that corner manned up though. He manned up. That's a little dude, that corner, but he manned up. He saw Micaiah coming at him. He jumped in way.
That was Kieran Patel. He has courage and he has guts.
That's like standing on the M25.
Let's take another look at it. Oh, my gosh.
I'll tell you what now. That's big.
Ooh.
He allowed his other teammates to get there and make that play. That's big.
Okay, I'm going to give that the courage of the play day.
That's right.
That is
no
the courage
doubt.
of the play.
No
That
doubt.
is standing up in the road of an adversity.
See, as a coach and you're developing these players, that's what it takes, that level of courage right there that'll stand up and do something like that. And if you can recognize that with all the other players,
it's inspiring.
Good. It is.
Okay,
Set
we have
that
Tony.
edge.
Tony! Oh, nowhere to run.
Beautiful play by that defensive end right there.
Well, he's defensive end. He's linebacker. That is Kai Asone.
Man, that was a great job. See, that's what we talk about, setting an edge. Do not let that runner get outside. You keep it inside and in front. You set that edge, knock it back, lost yardage play. You start doing that earlier in the game. Now it's 3rd and 14, 13, whatever. It's a whole different set of downs.
Kai brought down Tony by himself. By himself.
Solo tackle.
Solo tackle in the middle of the
some courageous
field.
plays. These last couple plays have been very courageous. It's been fun.
Oh, this is Hart and Stone. Hart and Stone on the field.
What I like about it is Cambridge hasn't taken a knee. They're not, I mean, the score is so lopsided, but they're not quitting.
No.
They're going to put pressure on.
We have pass protection. He's putting it up the field to Israel. And it's, that was almost picked off by Joe Cooper. And then we got to look to make sure that was clean, because if we take another look at that, if he wasn't going for the ball, if the defense was going for the ball, that's clean. And let's take another look at that as it goes downfield. Yes, they're both facing the field, so that's a clean play.
I'll tell you what, that was kind of thrown into a defensive team meeting. there was about 4 defenders down there. And Davis, he threw it up there. No one's more upset about it than Joe himself right there. He didn't catch
that was
ball.
a big opportunity.
But we'll see. They're going to punt it, or maybe they'll fake punt it. Who knows what's going to happen right here. But if this little cat can catch this ball and roll down the field, that'll be fun.
Well, you know, we talked about we wanted to see a punt. Who's going to be punting? Well, they have Davis Klein back there, who's also going to be punting. High snap.
Oh, watch, see, this is what happens. It could be a,
What thought and professionalism. Well done by Mr.
We got a flag over here. I'm not sure exactly.
Could that have been roughing the kicker?
You know what? I stopped looking that direction. I looked at the direction of the ball after he kicked it, so I don't know what happened back here.
Coach, I've seen an athlete today.
Oh, my goodness.
I
yeah.
am seeing an athlete. If that is an MVP contender today, that is it. I understand
Personal
now why
foul
he
on the
has
kicker by number
that,
48.
Award.
15 yards.
What an athlete.
An automatic first down.
I'll tell you, you're exactly right. And, you know, whenever the quarterback is standing back there to receive the punt snap, as a defense, you have got to be alert that this guy could throw a pass.
And
he's
he can
not
run.
just a typical punter. And Davis, yeah, he's a runner at heart. So this was so unfortunate what just happened.
Very, very unfortunate. So
just when you thought they got to stop and they were going to get a break off of this thing.
I've noticed once they get a little bit of an opening and a turnover.
Yeah, I know. Or something like this, these self-inflicted
these
wounds.
penalties are going to. I'll be very interested to see how many yardage has been given up on penalties today.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I mean, when you start adding that up, you know, this is what starts to fine-tune a team. You know, getting rid of having these penalties, hurting yourself.
No doubt.
You got 11 other players out there who want to do that for you. Let's not add to it.
That's right. That's exactly right. They're all looking at their wristbands, trying to get on the same page. We have Davis has surrounded himself with a couple guys that haven't been on the field. Israel's out there on the field. Most likely he's going to get the ball.
Or Genesis. He brings
There
Israel across. And you called it right, Coach. And look at the wheels. Oh, he tries to spin out. He tries to fight for a little bit more yardage. And they're going to get him down. That'll be a short loss for Oxford.
Cambridge did a good job keeping it inside and in front. They squeeze that play. Don't let the ball cross their face. Keep it on your inside pad. Get the guy down on the ground.
And here it is. Look at the linebacker coming in.
And then they can all come and gang tackle.
And that's what they need to do, to be able to keep them. Because once Oxford, they start getting to these wide receivers and these linebackers, you give them a few strides, and they're gone.
No doubt.
These are some strong lads that are really going to take advantage of those wheels that they got along those pistons, and they're going to keep pumping it right on down the field.
No doubt. Oxford's recruited their team well. They got, you know what they've done? They put the guys in the positions, in the right positions to get them the ball. They got playmakers getting their hands on the ball like this one right here.
And they give it to Nick. They give it to Nick. Nick's going to fight for a good 6 yards.
He's got him down. It's 3rd and 5.
It's Diombe, number 21. I mean, you called it right, Coach. This is exactly, and they're using the strengths of these players. And the good thing is that these players are dynamic. We're seeing them playing on offense. We're seeing them playing on defense. We're seeing them run the ball. We're seeing them defend from the ball. And they are very well conditioned. The program that they have here at Oxford, you can see it paying the dividends here as they play their rivalry, Cambridge. They are really giving a demonstration of what American football is today.
Yeah, they are. They're very calm, very poised. They're executing well. You can see it in the way they play, the confidence. Davis rolls to his right.
He has all day long, and that was intended for number 28,
It's going to be 4th and 6. That ball right there was right on time, on target. Just unfortunate it wasn't caught, but it will be 4th and a long 5.
And he still had another couple of seconds.
And Oxford keeps their offense on the field, which they should in this situation. Cambridge got to play solid defense. If they do, and can hold them, they're going to get the ball back and give them a chance before this game ends. There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. This is a big play right here. If Cambridge can get this stop, this is a big stop.
Bring Nick over. Play action fake to Nick, and this off there to Israel. Israel's up the middle. Look at the small guy move.
Man, he's determined to get that first down.
I mean, inches and inches. I mean, he is fighting for every buck of it.
Essentially what they're doing, Oxford has done really well, is they start in an empty set, but they run a wing tee offense where they're pulling guards and crisscrossing backs, and that just tangles defensive eyes up. You know, we are always saying keep your eyes on your keys. Well, when your guards are pulling one direction and the ball's going opposite that direction, my goodness, that's challenging.
It's very hard to keep up, but this is the intellect of football.
That is. That's right.
I mean,
this is a chess game on feet and knocking each other around.
Yeah, exactly. a chess game on power moves.
Yeah, that's right.
Klein's going to sit in there. Look at the pass protection he has. He has his man. That was number 24. Maximus.
Again,
pass protection.
Yeah, great pass protection. Davis could just stand in there, very poised, threw the ball on time on target, turns it into 2nd and inches. Now they just take a shot at the end zone.
Look
right
at
here.
that. That was clean.
Yeah.
What a well-designed play.
It was a good hit by the safety coming down and, getting him down.
Yeah, control the damage.
They actually got a first down out of that. I didn't realize that. That's pretty good.
Let's go with the change. That's going to be short and still short of goal.
Yeah, they're on the 14-yard line. Working their way in gradually. It's, under 2 minutes, actually.
He still has Smith in the backfield. Israel. Here comes Israel. Oh, look at the screen pass. Oh, he ran too soon, Coach. This is what you would definitely tell him not to do.
You know what he saw? The
end zone.
Not the ball.
He saw the selfie and all.
He was looking at that little orange pylon going, I'm going to get there. But he was trying to get there without the ball.
Look at how clean that is.
Oh my goodness.
That's
he took a shot too. There you go.
It was a fair shot. Oh, that's going to kill him when he sees that.
You know what the coach said? That's what you get for dropping the ball.
Won't do that again.
Oh, my. Okay.
All right, second.
Here we go.
2nd and 10. Deep in Cambridge territory.
Way deep. They're calling the 2 minute.
My time. This is the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, it is the 2-minute warning. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's a 2-minute warning, but we're going to play. Nobody gets a break. Let's go.
Let's go for it.
I'll tell you what, it's all gas, no brakes for Oxford. They're not. Another drop. Now it gets into 3rd and 9.
That was for Max Williams. Pass was incomplete. No, they're not taking it easy.
No.
They've kept Mr. Klein out there. I mean, it's
all
looking
gas,
for
no brakes, no mercy.
No mercy. No, you know how this would be on the street. No, this is no mercy. No.
There you go.
They're playing everywhere down to the last second, and they are not giving any mercy whatsoever. Spread wide there, Genesis.
They got trips left, empty. So 3 to the big field, 2 to the little field, short side.
Here it is, right over the middle. There it is, right there. Boom!
My goodness.
Boom!
They switch seamed the 2-man side and just tangled up the secondary, and Davis saw it.
You saw it was written from way up. You saw the hole, and that went right on there to number 8, Max Williams. You can him some love and some points on the boards. Let's take another look at that again.
Davis is going to have to go in after this game and ice his elbow because he's been just on time, on target. So just doing a great job. They blocked it. Good, strong
Good
ending.
on you. That's what we want to see.
Right.
Special teams in action. That's what they're out there for. So let's get a scoring update.
There's only
gentlemen.
about 20 seconds left in the game, I think. But that's, you know what? I just love seeing teams play all the way to the end. Every single play, all the minutes, all the seconds. Just don't give up. Just finish, and that's what they're doing.
I mean, that is the determination of this sport.
That's right.
To never give up.
And you can grow that. You can grow that. They'll go home. They'll learn from this. They'll get the film. They'll watch the film. They'll learn from that. And there's a lot of good things that happen. I know they didn't go as well as Cambridge would have liked, but there's a lot of learning from this tape that they can watch. they did play better defense in the second half.
In the second half, I think that they kind of came together a little bit. They calmed down. They started doing what they had been practicing and writing on the whiteboard for.
Yeah.
They knew what they needed to prepare, but they just needed to execute.
That's right.
They had to get over that emotional damage that Oxford put on them in the first quarter.
Is that what you call that?
Yeah, I call that some emotional damage.
Yeah,
I mean, that's almost close to therapy time.
Dane Bramage.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, this sport is just so dynamic in so many ways. I know I said it earlier, but there's so many guys that get to play, so many different positions, offense, defense, special teams. So it just gives so many players opportunities to play, so many kids opportunities to play and grow, and it's just so fun. I got to do a shout out personally to all these coaches because they put in a lot of time. Most of it's volunteer time. They're not getting paid, and they come out here in the afternoons or the evenings and work with these young guys. It's just a great thing that they just sacrifice their own personal time, take away from their own family time to come out here with these young guys and help them grow and learn in this sport.
It's a passion. It's infectious. It's love.
Mm-hmm.
It's commitment. And it is to help these young people to grow.
That's right.
And when they're passing down the education, they're passing down the ethoses, and the way that you can actually execute a successful day, at the end of it,
This is
having
the end
great
of the game.
fun. And that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Your scoring update today, ladies and gentlemen. Oxford University Lancers 48, Cambridge University Pythons 0. My name has been Maz Hilborn. It's been a pleasure. I've had the honor of being up here with Mr. Coach Stephen Haig. He's been doing some great callings. We're going to take it down the field side, and we'll see you in a moment.
We'll see you downstairs.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me for today. Thank you all. I want to thank American football. We can now all hopefully get to Thank you, and we'll see you next year. Bye.
Hello. Well, I hope you really enjoyed the game today. What a game. 48 for Oxford, 0 for Cambridge. But you can hear that spirit still high up on the field here, and what a place to be played today. I'm with Chancellor today, so I am very honored to introduce Irene today. Irene, how are you doing?
I am doing very well. What a fantastic day. It's just been, the sun has been out, it's been shining, both teams have done exceptionally well. I know that we slaughtered Cambridge, which of course is the Vice Chancellor of the University. I was very happy. But they all did themselves proud. But what a fantastic day, and what a great celebration for this fantastic sport.
You know, it really is, and there's more, to this sport than just the players. There's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that makes this possible. Sponsorship, spokesmanship. I mean, it takes a family to actually raise this sport within Oxford and the United Kingdom and for Europe, and it's things that you do. Tell us some of this, the favorite, that you are actually sponsoring, Chip.
Well, I'm a huge sports fan, so I was very sporty myself. I actually lived in Boston for a couple of years, so I was a big Patriots fan. So I love American football. So I'm thrilled, in this role to be able to support it in every way we can. One, just talking about it, celebrating it, making sure that with local schools, again, getting them involved, raising funds to support it, creating this pitch so that we can again celebrate it, make it really visible for people that are just walking by. And of course, as you know, we have some of the teams come over from the NFL and they play in London, and that's a wonderful thing too. So I think Britain is really getting more and more engaged. Obviously, we're a nation of rugby players, but it's not too different. And I just see it becoming more and more popular. And I see it with the students, I see it with the public, and today's just a great opportunity again just to showcase it.
Definitely, and once again, having Stephen Haig here from the NFL Academy, they put a lot of investment.
And we're hugely grateful for that. We are hugely grateful for the investment, and we'd like to thank you so much for everything that you have done, and to all the people behind the scenes who are supporting it, and again, just being that real voice and that sort of presence, and also that sort of support financially as well, just to keep making this sport something that becomes part of our DNA in this country, and I'm sure we'll get there.
Irene, thank you ever so much for your time today. Thank you for all that you do for us in the sport. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you, as we're going to see a lot more and speak to a lot more people. There's a lot going on here today, so please stay tuned. We'd like to tell you a little bit more about it. We'll see you then.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you. Okay, on the sideline with Coach Haig. Coach, you sat up there. We did the call by call, but tell me, what did you think? Let's talk about the first quarter. Let's talk about what you saw and what could have been done.
I'm exhausted. Oh. No, this, it started out, Oxford just put the, they had the pace on them, and they did it offensively, defensively, special teams. They just won the field battle. They just kept the ball on their side of the field the whole time. Cambridge couldn't rally back for whatever reason it was. They were outmanned by Oxford today with Micaiah and Davis and, Israel. Oxford just had those players, and they couldn't keep it inside and in front, and it just turned into points and points and points, and then it got unsurmountable. Yeah, once it got after the second half, we started seeing a little bit of the morale being down. Mm-hmm. But then we'd seen a little bit of a charge comeback, during the third quarter. Mm-hmm. We started seeing, Cambridge starting to put their game ground down a little bit. But what has been killing them all day has been the penalties and the turnovers that we have seen in and out. Each time that they get down into positive field territory, that ball is being turned over again. I'm sure that they're going to learn a lot when they look at the reels on that. If they don't learn a lot from that, shame on them, because what I tell my team at the academy, there's a lot of stats that go into football. Who runs the ball the most, who throws the ball the most, who has the most catches, all those. Those are a lot of stats, but the two most important stats of all in football are touchdowns and turnovers. Who scores the most and who turns the ball over the most, or who doesn't turn the ball over the most. And both those stats were in Oxford's favor today. They clearly scored the most touchdowns, and they clearly got all the turnovers of the whole day. So That's when you get lopsided scores.
And that was a very lopsided once you started seeing the speed. And then they started using the technical abilities. Once again, you know, this game, yes, you have to be conditioned. Yes, you have to be strong. Yes, you have to be a certain size. You know, you have to be able to be conditioned and be able to take a little bit of punishment because these guys hit hard out there. But at the same time, you have to be a thinker. You have to think. I mean, we saw a great demonstration of an educational football playing today by Mr. Klein. You know, the quarterback, he is very in tune not only with the team, but what you can and cannot do. We've also seen that from both offensive lines today. We saw some good work. We just didn't see the continuity on Oxford to actually start to give them some points and to actually show that actually on the field. But all in all, I think that they can still take this back and they're going to learn a lot by that. So let's talk a little bit about to Oxford and some of the O-line and D-line that we have. Who do we have here with us today?
Colton Murray.
Mr. Murray.
Bring this big cat. Explain the play where you're out in space.
So
you look like a wide receiver.
That's my Oscar performance play. They lined me up on the line. It was called hide and seek, where I'm supposed to be on the line, drop back, go for the ball. But I guess the refs thought I wasn't on the line. The other players, while we were going through shaking hands, they said, you know, you were definitely on the line, so I feel like I was there. But
we were calling it out before, and I'm like, you know what's going to happen here, and it was well executed.
Yeah,
you
tried
look
my
like
best.
a wide receiver.
And you know what? I even thought you may have got the ball. I said, you know what, Coach? If they give that big guy the ball, you know he's just going to skip down the line.
That you were wishing.
I was hoping for it. Yeah, they said be ready. You never know.
I was hoping you would get the ball. I wanted to see what would happen.
Well, you did it very well. So you know you were ready. Congratulations on the fantastic win against the rivalry here. You know, we're hoping we're going to see a lot more from you. You know what I mean? It's good to have senior, you know, players as yourself. So you can also pass that knowledge down. And hopefully we'll see you out here again.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. But I'm graduating, so unfortunately last time.
Well, it was a big hoorah.
Last game. That's
they
awesome.
should have thrown you the ball.
Oh no!
The ball one time, but no, it's okay. Linemen, you know, you're in the trenches. You never touch the ball.
That's what I told Maz. The linemen, they're the zero club. They don't get any love.
Unsung heroes, but we appreciate what you do.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you ever so much. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much,
sir.
Thank you.
Well, we have some other players. Oh, come over here. We know this one right here. Israel, my man, it was a fantastic. Tell me, how do you feel?
Tired. Tired.
You should feel exhilarated.
Exactly. I mean, you made that look very easy out there. I mean, some of your highlight plays, you know, they were pulling you in motion. They were using you in the trap, but you have that speed over there. Tell me, did you feel challenged?
I mean, definitely, yeah. It was a hard game. The conditions, it's hot. You're running a lot. It gets tiring, but it was a good game and I enjoyed myself.
Coach,
is this your last game here?
No, this is my first season.
Okay.
Well, we'll see a lot more from him, Coach. I mean, you saw his talent. What would you say to encourage him to get him prepared for next season?
I would just say keep getting faster and faster and faster. They couldn't catch you this time. They're not going to catch you next time. Just keep going. That was awesome. Great performance.
Israel, thank you ever so much. A great performance. Congratulations. You guys be safe, you know what I mean? Well, and I'm glad to hear that this is your first season because that means that we're going to see a lot more development from you. Well done, young man. Very done.
Congratulations. Go on.
How you doing? Who do I have with us today?
Jack Harris.
Yeah. Yes, we saw you working out there, Jack.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you feel about the game today, Jack?
I mean, it's a great win. You know, we love it when Cambridge come down here. They was a really good game. The scoreline is the scoreline, but it was really tough out there, and they had some great plays. But you know, we've become brothers this season. We've come together, and I think that really showed on the field today.
You know,
favorite play of the whole game.
Oh, I think it's got to be Genesis number 5. Got a pick just over there.
Yes.
And I love that kid because he came last varsity he played, and that was his first varsity, and caught a touchdown, and he's really come into his own this season, and he got a touchdown over there, a pick over there, and I love that kind of play. That's gritty.
About you. He didn't see
my play, you know.
I made some hits out there.
You know, and you had NFL Academy, you know what I mean, coach, you know, looking at you guys' performance today and everything, so you should be very, very proud of yourself. Well done. I can't believe you guys are signing autographs. It's just been fantastic today. I see somebody over here.
Coaching.
Come on in here, coach. Get in the middle here.
In the middle, yeah.
Yes.
He runs this dynamic, empty wing T offense, essentially. I mean, it's
we want it
so
to be
fun.
difficult for teams to come out and play. And I think there was the idea of being a little bit more pass in there, but we just have a great run game. We've got 3 great runners in Izzy, Micaiah, and Davis. So you want to get them the ball, and Davis is an absolute athlete, and so why not just run 50 times a game from empty? Why not?
And that was a very intelligent game that you played out there. That was well planned. We could see it actually working in motion. I think that you used it very, very wise. You used the strength of your players out there. Do you feel that you could have done any better?
When you put 48 points up, it's hard to think you can do much better. We definitely had some penalties. I think we still finished drives typically, but there was one time where we scored 3 times in one drive, which I'm not sure I'll ever say I've done again. But that's the things to take away for next season of guys who are back and how we can get better. But we knew that coming out in that 3-3 stack, if they stuck to that from the scout that we had, that our run game would be able to take advantage of that. And so we shifted guys about to hopefully get matchups, and that's what we got at the end of the day.
Well, it showed at the end of the day. We saw that in the points. You should be feeling good about yourself. So what percentage of players are going to be coming back from this year to next year?
We're losing some key guys, but that's the university cycle. We've got some good guys back. Izzy, who you're just speaking to, he's a rookie. I think he's come out in his 2nd year of a 4-year course, so he's got 2 more years with us. And you played him earlier in the season in sort of a training session, and he didn't even know what football was then, and now he does, and he's a hell of an athlete. But we're losing some key guys on the line. But Davis and Micaiah, they're going to be hard to replace. When you don't have a quarterback, when you're not quite sure who that is next year, maybe it'll be easy. Who knows?
That's why they call you coach.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's next season's problem, isn't it?
That's right.
That's tomorrow's problem.
We're going to celebrate today.
Yeah, exactly.
Tomorrow we'll figure that out.
Yeah. But we've got some guys coming back, and we'll build around and go from there.
Coach, congratulations on a game well played. We look forward to next year's rivalry. Yep. Keep it on. We'll see ya. Yeah. Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much.
Sounds good.
Well, I thought we was going to get a chance to speak to Mackay. I did want to get a few words from him, but I can see that they're lining up. I want the camera here to look at the young people inspired, signing autographs from the team. This is what the sport is about. Look at them. And here he comes right there. That's what I was looking for. Mackay Bell. Come on in here. Let's size you up in here between me and then the coach. Mackay, fantastic game today. We looked at you and you just commanded the slot. Tell me, how did you feel today?
Phenomenal. This is one of the best feelings I've had. I played in championships, a few championships, and this might take the cake as one of the best ones. So it's been so fun.
A blowout.
So fun.
Yeah. I mean, the way that you actually were running the ball, the O-line was working for you. They called the plays. It looked like they were actually designed for you. Coach, what did you see on there?
Just so smooth. You're so confident. You play both offense, you play it all, really, and you're just really confident. So it's just fun to watch you play. And then I know you on a deeper level now, so you're just a calm, poised player. You never flinch the whole time, the whole game. And like I was telling Maz up in the booth, when guys like you are on the field, they make the other 10 better. And then when you get guys like you and Davis on the field, they make the other 9 really better. So you guys just put a whooping on them today, and it never was in doubt, ever. And that's a credit to you and your coaching staff.
Well, thank you. I got to hand it to the guys. They make my job so much easier. The way this team has come together and learned the plays and learned the blocking schemes has made everything so much better for this team. So I got to hand it to the offensive line, the receivers, the linebackers I play with, the defensive line, everyone who steps on the field with me. It's been an honor.
Well, go celebrate with your team.
Will
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Get to that varsity blue club.
Hey, we'll see you. Well played, young man, and we'll be looking for more in the future from you.
Thank you.
Definitely. James, come over here, Mr. Tobland. I had an opportunity to speak to this man earlier, he spoke about a very important charity, and I'm going to have you, to speak a little bit more about that charity, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes before we talk about the game.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, again, the charity that we were playing for today, well, what I was playing for is Alzheimer's Society. It's a really important cause. I mean, I'm sure plenty of us have family members or know someone with Alzheimer's. It's a horrible disease, and everything we can do to fight it. So as part of that, my family, my dad is walking the entire length of the UK as someone who's worked with a lot of Alzheimer's patients, and the man himself, heart attack, stroke, health issues, but at 54, to show them the determination to keep going and to do the whole thing, and it took them 2 years to build up the courage. And I know the score doesn't reflect it today, but I'm proud of the Pythons, and I think we came out there with that courage
and determination.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. We stayed there to the end, and we're not going to let our heads drop, and we were loving it. So
that's one thing about this sport. We were talking about that up in the box, and we said you guys did not back down, you did not quit, and you just came back strong, and their second half was stronger than your first half. It wasn't on your side today, whatever it is, but you learn from the film and you come back stronger, and that's what you guys are going to do.
Yeah. And that's what we actually seen. I mean, your determination was inspiring, and playing to the last minute, keep your heads up. Yeah, exactly.
We got to love that. I mean, we got to put in every last minute of it.
That's right.
But yeah, I think the score doesn't reflect how we've played this season. I think what that is it's not just us getting better, it's Oxford getting better. We're both coming up. We had a way better season than we did last year, but our varsity match wasn't as good as it was last year. So it's kind of those things, and hopefully one day it gets back to being level, and this can be a challenge. And we're working with Oxford. They're gracious enough to have us and work with us on developing our team. So hopefully we'll get to that point.
So when you were 8 years old, would you have ever seen yourself in football pads?
No, I was a rugby player through and through. I didn't even really know much of it.
This is the greatest sport.
The greatest sport, isn't it?
This is great. I haven't got to chase one guy with the ball. I can go hear whoever I want.
To a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. It's not, within the limits. Right?
James, thank you ever so much. Once again, there's a lot to learn of. Cambridge, hold your heads up high. It was a great game. We really enjoyed it, and your spirit. And look at the big guy here, number 50. Who do we got over here, my big man?
My name is TJ Jones from Baltimore, Maryland. Just want to say thank you, Oxford, for hosting us. The game was a bit lopsided, but we appreciate the hospitality, and I'm an extra mature student, so I went down to the practice first week in Cambridge, and I said, hey, you guys need help with coaches. Well, they had a bunch of coaches, and they said, what we really need is somebody to play in the line. So, they recruited me, and here I am. But I tell you what, American football is growing here. I've got a pretty good, track record of years coming to visit and living in the UK and this area. And it's really impressive to see how the game has grown here. And I'm inspired now. This is the end of my playing. I told my wife.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
My last college year, but
the football is kind of like the mafia.
They did. They sure did.
You can't leave the family.
I know. So, but I think what I'll do is I'll actually try to go back to Baltimore and coach, because it has inspired me to get. I've been playing rugby for years now. I played college ball, switched to rugby when I studied abroad, and now I'm going to come back to the game that was my first love. And so it's great to see the game grow here. I'll be back as an alumni and be here cheering on the teams again.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Jones, big man. Come on over here. How are you doing? How was your game? First thing, say your name for the fans out there.
My name's Kelly.
Yes.
Been here 5 years now, my fifth varsity at Cambridge. Bit sad about the result, but everyone had a hell of a game.
You know what, you guys have that courage and determination out there. It was out there. It was just, as Coach said, not every game is your game, but every play can be your play. And how did you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm super proud of all the boys that came out here. Everyone dug in today, even when the score wouldn't look pretty. We all dug in. We all tried our best. Second half came out flying much better. I'm really proud of everyone.
Well, you have a right to be here. We're going to see you next season.
No, this is my fifth final varsity.
This is the last. Was this the last hurrah?
This is my last hurrah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've won it. I won it 3 years ago. I've held that trophy.
Hey, you know how it feels, but it's more than just the trophy.
No, it is.
This is a brotherhood, and this is what we like to see. And you'll take this experience in these years. I can guarantee you guys will know each other 20 years from now, and you'll go, you remember that? You remember we did that? You know what I mean? And there's a lot to take from that. So be very, very proud. We're very proud of you. So thank you ever so much. Great performance.
Take care. Ben.
Cool. Yes, Ben. Great game today. You were under some pressure. There were some decisions. There were some, turnovers over there. But, tell me, how did you feel about today? How did you feel about the team? And how do you feel about the sport?
Yeah, super proud of the guys. I mean, we had an absolute blast of a day regardless, and it's so much fun to be a part of the history of Cambridge, Oxford, right? That's something we get
Isn't
to,
that something
yeah,
else?
we get to carry it around forever.
Everywhere.
So, yeah, and it was fun to get back to playing football for one more season while being at Cambridge. So I absolutely loved it and love football. So we'll definitely stay involved if I can.
You know, that's what we want to do. You know, Coach, words of inspiration.
Well, Ben and I spoke before the game, and he's from kind of where I went through, North Carolina, and I just loved the fact that you came over here. Whatever happened, you know, during that game, you leveled your team up. You kept them playing hard and you kept them going. So whatever happens in the rest of your life, whatever you're doing, just keep leveling your team up, whoever your team is, your family, your business, whatever that is, because you proved you could do it today on the field.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And all those guys, I mean, a lot of them are new to football, right?
Yeah.
But they had a chance to come out
First
and play,
time they
right?
ever got hit in the side of the head.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
You
fun
know,
to get to lead a team.
it's a different feeling. Congratulations. You know, thank you. Keep pushing it.
Yeah,
all right.
sure.
Keep sharing the love.
Man,
all
awesome.
right.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you ever so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure being here with Coach Stephen Hague from the NFL Academy. We're here at a beautiful, field. We want to thank everyone who streamed, who watched us. We want to thank everybody for the contributions. We'd like to thank our sponsorships once again, of course, for Cheers Mates Production. And we definitely want to remind you to keep watching. We're going to be wrapping it up. Thank you ever so much. My name is Maz Hilborn, and let's go see that trophy. All right, we'll be taking it over there.
Part of the broadcast. I love being it. This is a great field. This is a great venue. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks for Ryan Millsap putting this all together, or helping put this together. It's just been a wonderful time. Let's go to the trophy.
Hey, let's go see it. Taking it over.
Thank you very much, mate. Really, really good. Appreciate it. Maz, brilliant, mate. Thank you.
Oh. All right, what do I say? What do I say? Sorry? What do I say? Oh yeah, thanks to everyone. First of all, thanks to Cambridge for coming down. Thanks to obviously the Oxford team for welcoming me, for bearing with my injuries and my crappy punctuality. We'll work on that next season. Thanks to Stuart specifically for being on my case about that. Obviously, big up linemen. Yeah. We know how hard you work. I think we showed that today. We did all right. I really don't know what to. I haven't done any media training. I don't know what to say. Is that good? All right, sweet. Thanks for this. I wasn't expecting it.
Thank you very much, guys. That was a hell of a game. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you all next year. You'll stay around for the drinks after.